other participants. I welcome you all for the day 5 session for the AICTE-ATAL sponsored FDP on intellectual property rights. So today, as usual, we are having 2 sessions. 9 will be on the topic advances in biomedical technology innovations, which will be delivered by the expert Dr. Gauri Garge, Assistant Professor, Rajiv Gandhi School of Intellectual Property Law, IIT Kharagpur. And session 10 will be on the topic converting academic innovation to industry pipeline through intellectual property rights, which will be delivered by Dr. Tyagaraja Gupta, Deputy Controller of Patents and Designs, Patent Office, Chennai. And before start, I would like to remind all the participants, tomorrow, the day 6, last day, we are starting session by 2 o'clock, and we have 3 sessions, 2 to 3:30, 3:30 to 5, and 5 to 6:30. And after 6:30, 6:30 to 7:30, we will be having our online exam, and followed by feedback and validation. So all of you, I request all of you to join by 2 p.m. tomorrow. This is just a gentle reminder for you all. And now we will move to the first session. Before that, I will introduce our guest. Today's the first speaker, Professor Gauri Garge. Madam has 25 years of experience as a teacher, researcher, consultant, and patent associate and research scientist. Her educational background: she obtained his PhD in her PhD in IP management from IIT Bombay.
Professor,
LLM.
we have done it already, so we should go to the topic now, I guess.
Anyway, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. So I hope we introduced in the first day, second day session.
We will focus on the topic.
Okay, madam. Directly we will move on to the session.
So I will just share the slide.
I will now stop sharing, madam.
Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, is it visible, all of you?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. Fine.
Yes, ma'am. Right? Thank you. Okay, so let us go into that particular topic, that is advances in. Am I audible properly?
Yes, madam.
So advances in biomedical technology innovations. Okay. So a little wide topic, a broad topic, I can say, and we will now look into it in an IP perspective little, okay, because we are like in the FDP related to intellectual property, so we will look into this topic in an IP perspective. If you have any queries in between, definitely you can stop me, and we can discuss that particular point, and then we will move. So we will start with basically with the, as the title is, so we have 2 things, innovations related to biomedical technology, and we are talking about that state of the art or advanced technologies. Now, when we talk about innovation, I thought just we should talk about innovation, invention, creativity, because these are the 3 factors which are important when we are dealing with the advances, okay? Any advances in any technology. So why these points are important, okay? Our Patent Act says invention, okay? Patent Act clearly defines invention, and again it defines new invention. So that is very interesting. And the patent office gives or grants patent to the inventions and innovations. Please understand, both are eligible to get the patent. Now, when we talk about invention and innovation, then question is, what is the difference between these two? Anybody want to try? Invention and innovation, the difference? Yes? Anybody want to try the difference between invention and innovation? But I'm saying that both are eligible for a patent. Because many times what happens, we feel that, oh, it's acts as invention. So whether the creation is eligible for patent filing. So we should know the difference between innovation and invention. Can anybody help me doing that? You can write in the chat box, or you can so, okay. Innovative ideas, yeah, Dr. Renuka, innovative ideas is one, okay, fine. But if I want to differentiate between invention and innovation, what will be the difference? Yes. What is the difference in invention and innovation? You can write down in the chat box. I'm going through chat box, and if you have, you can unmute and share the. Invention is novel or new, okay, Dr. Shaktivel. Innovation is a technical advancement over existing. Okay, fine, perfect. Okay, so we have to understand that difference, but we have to remember also that both are qualifying for the patent filing. So invention is really like a new thing which we are talking about, novel thing which we are talking about, and innovations are the minor changes, sometimes major changes, and sometimes that innovations qualify for the invention if it is a completely like a novel aspects are taken into consideration. So we have to appreciate that particular thing. So if I say that I can say, I will just make a statement, you just see. Every invention can be innovation, but every innovation cannot be invention. I repeat, every innovation can be invention, but every innovation cannot be invention. Okay, so there is a difference, right? So now Professor Ankur Patel is saying that invention is the creation, something entirely new that has never existed. Perfect. Right, and he has given the example of Wright brothers' invention, airplane. Innovation, on the other hand, is the process of applying, improving, or commercializing that new invention to create a practical value. Perfect. Okay. So invention is totally new and novel and non-business. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Professor Polu is saying that it is creating something completely new that did not exist before, often as a product or process. Innovation applying creativity or invention to produce something useful, valuable, or marketable. Okay, invention we have make things. Fine. Invention we make things. Okay, perfect. So the difference with what we can understand, it is a there is a innovation, invention, creativity. Invention is completely new, novel. Innovation is something is already existing, but we are improving upon it. That is innovation. And there are two levers are there. Technology is one lever, business lever is another lever. We will talk about it. And then creativity factor is very important because in both cases, innovation and invention, creativity is very important. So generally we define any creation, especially in science, you say that no, it's a art and science of developing that. Okay, so there is a creativity. It's not only science, but there is a artistic factor is there, and therefore only industrial innovation or industrial design registration is one of the intellectual property because creativity factor is taken into consideration where that external look with the industrial applicability has been taken into consideration. Okay, so we understood now innovation, invention, creativity are important. Now, when we are talking about innovation, there are more than 40 definitions related to innovation. One of the innovation definition which we can consider here is a technological change new to both enterprise and economy, a change that has diffused into the economy and is adopted by the firm. So please understand, now we will connect it with our intellectual. So we are working in the research in the institute. We are doing some research. That research resulted into the something which qualifies patent. So we have filed invention disclosure. That invention disclosure, when you have filed, it has been scrutinized by maybe your institute or it may be directly filed by attorney or patent agent, whosoever is taking care of that, or you directly, and you have filed that particular patent. Patent is in the process of application, maybe it may be granted also, but we cannot stop here. Now, what we have to do, we have to diffuse that. What is a diffusion? Diffusion means, suppose in water, if I put a drop of milk, it immediately diffuses into that, right? Or if we put a sugar in that, it diffuses into that. So it is said it is like such like that. If your product is put into the market, market should accept it such a way that it is diffused in the market, it is well accepted in the market, and market is like ready to pay for that particular thing. That is what is called as a market diffusion, innovation diffusion. So how it can happen? How the if the product is very popular, it's you have like established goodwill around that. Probably it is much easier for you to do that, introduce that new product, and it will be taken. For example, whenever Tesla launches a new car, Tesla does not have to do any marketing. They will just say, they will just announce that our new car with this specification, we are going to launch on this and this date. You just see, as soon as they do that particular thing, they are getting the advance booking for that particular thing. Still, maybe probably after 2 years, they are giving that product to the market. But in advance, the customer is ready to pay in advance for that particular thing, right? So this is what we can say, acceptance of the product by that particular entity, by the consumer. Okay, so here your innovations, your invention, whatever you have created, your patent, whatever you have created, that should go into the market, and that is what the expected thing is there. So when we say advances in biomedical technology, that advances is possible then and only when that development of technology is appreciated and accepted by the market. If market accepts that thing, then that is kind of a positive thing, and you are like lab to market, whatever we are talking, that will be successfully achieved, we can say. So innovation can be in process, it can be in the product, or it can be in the service. So you know that if you have done something new in process or something new in product, patent you can get for that particular thing, so that you can have a competitive advantage, and then you can go for the commercialization of that particular product process. You can have a commercialization benefit with the new innovations in the that novel modifications into the services, and you can get the protection for that in the form of a very good trademark. For example, if I say Zepto, what it is, Zomato, what it is, or Taj Hospitality, or Taj Hotels, right? So when we take these names, they are providing the services, or Google, right? They are providing the services. Bankers, they are providing the services. If they do innovation into that, we are going to accept that thing. Now we are talking about the biomedical technologies, advances in biomedical technologies. If somebody bring a diagnostic tool, which is a very easy to use, that particular, like it is a strip and that easily check the sugar, we are happy, because we don't want to go to, we will avoid that investment of time to visit the laboratory, prick, and then taking that blood, and then they are giving you report, and nowadays they are anyway sending the report online also. But the point is like that, that advances in medical technology, when we are talking about all these aspects, we have to consider that. In the services also, they are like telemedicine, right? Or the services which, like that lab reports on doorstep, blood collection on doorstep, with a simple, we can say, the technologies or simple kind of services they are giving to us, right? And we are getting benefited. Technology wise, we have like a oximeter. Now to everybody knows about oximeter to check the oxygen level in body. So what exactly? This is a nice instrument which is developed for checking the easy checking of oxygen level in the body, right? Or BP monitoring system. So you need not to go to the doctor to monitor your BP. It can be easily monitored. So all these innovations are happening, right? But only important thing is that when we are innovating, diffusion is happening or not. And how that innovation process happens. Lot of ideas come. Then you select one idea, if suppose any project or research activity you are doing, you execute that and then you create the value for that particular thing. Creation of value, execution and creation of value from that idea goes through that invention and innovation. First, you create that something novel, and then that novel you bring into the market so that it will be diffused into the market, accepted into the market, right? So this is a general cycle of innovation. And invention, as I have already told, that section 2Z of Patents Act, it says that it is a new product or a new process which is involving an inventive step and capable of industrial application. Very important, inventive step. And that inventive step is getting the protection and monopoly that for limited period of time. And then I have so told you that then the next definition comes a new invention, which means any invention or technology which has not been anticipated by publication in any document or used in the country or elsewhere in the world before the date of filing of a patent application with a complete specification, that is the subject matter has not fallen in public domain, or that it does not form part of the state of the art, and that the novelty aspect is a very clearly specified through this section 2, right? So novelty aspect, new invention we have understood that it should have inventive state and industrial applicability. But when you talk about new invention, it is the like technology which is like not fallen into public domain. Even self, we can say, publication hampers the novelty aspect that we have to take into consideration. Now, when we are talking about invention, we have already discussed novelty is important. And that novelty, in the first session, I have talked about the novelty, and we have seen how through patent searching and through databases and through other databases, like for patent, we are using this. I have told you Google Patent or eSpaceNet are the free databases. That's pure, Physilorbit, Relicura, Clarivate, all these are paid databases which are available. STL is there. All this we have talked about. But now, when we are talking about the literature, then you know that there is like the Web of Science is there, Scopus publication elsewhere have that particular thing, right? So all these platforms, right? EBSCO is there, PubMed is there. All they are giving you the literature, and that literature it is helping you to check if it is really new. So novelty aspect it will check through this particular thing also, right? So this is the case. Now the next is like that. What you can see here is the invention. Now in the invention, what the thing is like, there is a innovation, invention, and creativity, and this three together forms the entrepreneurship. And that entrepreneurial activity, I will say, that it may be sole entrepreneurial activity or as an organization doing that entrepreneurial activity. Products advances are offered into market, and that's what nothing but that advance, and that may be in any kind of a technology. We will focus on medical technology today, okay? That as suggested, biomedical technology, whatever it's like the point of a discussion today, right? So this is the case. Now, when we are talking about the innovation, there are like just to go into the details further, that if you see that advances, it may be of some innovations, and that may be falling into four types, any of the four types: incremental innovation, architectural innovation, modular innovation, and radical innovation, actually, right? So if you can see here, the radical innovation, when it is there, that novel kind of change, it is there in the architectural that particular thing, and the knowledge related to that product, and then all both novel, if it is there, then it is a radical innovation is there, right? And generally this radical innovation is like invention new first time in the world. All other innovations are also first time in the world, but radical innovation is many times the much more advanced version of, we can say, the technology. And there is one more, that is a disruptive technology, disruptive innovation. That is a different term we use. And that disruptive is like a complete, as name suggests, it disrupts everything. So I can give you example of advanced biomedical disruptive innovation as the laser technology. So with the laser technology, you know that when that laser technology came, lot of medical applications around that laser technology changed the biomedical world, because precise surgical surgeries become possible with that laser technology. As name suggests, laser, like to the point action actually. So that radical innovation, I can say that this radical innovation. So maybe like every disruptive innovation is a radical innovation, but not necessary that every radical innovation will be disruptive in nature. Okay, so it is little bit advanced when we say disruptive innovation. Then other, like I have told you, that modular innovation is there, architectural and incremental innovations are there, where there are that knowledge component and architectural component. One of the component is made change, and if there is a minor change, then it is in both there is a minor change. It is kind of incremental in nature. If there is a change in architectural kind of a thing, but knowledge of that particular component is the same, then we call it as a architectural, we can say, the innovation. For example, if I want to give architectural innovation example, suppose MRI machine is there, and if that MRI machine, which is big and it is not handy, but for rural usage, if I want to make it portable, so you are bringing architectural changes in that. Definitely that will fall for the IP protection, and it will be the innovation which is related to architecture, right? Then there is a kind of a like a novel change in the knowledge related to that. So suppose same machine you take and you have done the knowledge addition, some parameters addition which are customized, which are very specific to rural that rural area. Then you are moduling there, that is called as a modular innovation. You are changing the that particular knowledge component, not a architectural. Okay, so these are the four types are there, and then here are the other six types are there for the innovation types are there. Okay, means there are the 3 plus 3 6 levers are there, and they are like involved in this kind of innovation. But before going into the detail, let me know if you want to add anything, if you want to know anything, or we should discuss anything, let me know, and then we can move further. Let me know. If everything is going perfectly, then what we will do, we will move further and we will focus on the next, that is that is types of innovations and the levers which is involved related to that. Okay, now you can just check here that there is an incremental innovation where there is a small change in one or more of the three levers, and in business model lever, it is a small change in one or more of three business model related levers are there. Semi-radical, there is a small change in one or more of the three levers, and that significant change in one or more of the three levers related to business. If it is a semi-radical technology related, then obviously there will be change in technology, and radical, then there will be change in code. Moving further, we will talk about open innovation and intellectual property. And I just, I guess I have not shared with you, but you can just take a good example of open innovation, that is Android technology. Or you can just take OSDD project of a CSIR. Or there is like a cancer related research open source discussion, and then the model is followed in the Western world. So what exactly it is happening here? That the public together is coming together, they are developing that technology, and then that technology may be customized, means generally it is available for everyone, then anybody can take that and then they can develop it and create a proprietary products. There is no, it is open innovation where many parties contribute, and then the IP may be created and IP may be shared, and it is little we can say the procedural part is there. If you are going into open innovation and you want to manage IP, it is little different models we have to follow. But yes, with the open innovation, you are like bringing lot many biomedical technologies into the world. How they do that thing, I can give you one site, maybe you can write down Innocentive. And on Innocentive, it is a classic example of open innovation. They put the problem statement, and anybody in the world can answer that query, and you can generate wealth out of that because the prize money is quite good. Okay, so you can do that. So now with this background about innovation, now we will move to a case study about biomedical technology, advances in biomedical technology. And I found that CRISPR cases are very, very important in this. And we'll go a little in depth. I have 3 case studies. Let us see at least based on the timing, how we can finish off that. But at least we will, what is my thinking is like that, instead of having a superficial information about the, okay, these and this, that too, you can just search in the Google, and then in the Google, you can get a lot of information about, okay, what are the top 10, we can say the technologies which we can say you can talk about that. Okay, so there are like and you just Google it and you can get a lot many the good list of that particular technology, that metaverse is there, and metaverse can be utilized for the, again, applications of that are in a different domains are there. Okay, so virtual reality, augmented reality, mRNA technology, and you know that mRNA is a classic example of a PCR technology of retroviruses, right? Which we have like benefited by this kind of a technology during the COVID time, because PCR helped us, that mRNA technology, for that particular thing, right? Then restriction endonuclease, whenever it is like a develop. So if you are a biology student, you are very well aware about this kind of technologies. The neurotechnology is there, or there is a use of robotics for many biomedical related applications using the artificial intelligence and robotic. I'm not like as a people say that always artificial intelligence. I'm not talking about in that way, but it's really helping us in the handling the many diseases and many challenges in that particular field. Then 3D printing, and especially the another case study along with CRISPR I want to talk is about the 3D printing, but that is like or related to organ 3D printing, because nowadays organs can be developed instead of waiting for the organ after the, like, through the another person when there is a like so that we know the procedure and all that thing. So instead of that, it is like manufactured, right? The organ is manufactured in the lab. That is 3D printing. I will just share with you the portfolio of patents around that, and then you will surprise that how organizations are working towards the development of that organs into the laboratory, so that it will help us to resolve many health issues. It's a very good advances in the medical technology. CRISPR is again the very promising field, we can say, because of that genetic mapping and the restriction endonuclease, and that palindromic sequences, whatever we are talking, a lot of like congenital diseases can be taken care of, right? So this is the case. Then precision medicine, that delivering the medicine at a particular point, whatever required, that is another very important. Telemedicine, like I have already talked about, it is a very good advanced technology sitting in home. If you are in a very remote area and you need a medicine and doctors are not available, this is another technology which you can follow, right? So that then there is like a health wearables are there, like a that Apple Watch and all that thing, and you can just measure everything with that watch, right? So all this kind of that kind of technologies are there, which are helping us, are assisting us in the day-to-day activities. That prosthetics, that modern prosthetics, if you get that biosensors, smart prosthetics, all these are the advances in technology. So if you just Google also, you can get the number of different kind of technologies which are available. Now we will go like that as our topic of discussion is advances in biomedical technology innovations. We have understood what is innovation. We have understood how like the procedure is there and what are the different examples I have shared. But I want that we should discuss. I feel so that we should go into the details how many patents are there, how the organizations are looking, and then probably that will help us that how we should approach towards any problem if we are working in that particular field. So what exactly CRISPR is? Everybody know that it is a clustered, regularly interspaced, short palindromic repeats. It is a spotlight for that medical research. ATGC, you know that four that parts that units which are there in the chromosome, and that repeating that sequence, but it is a very specific, and that clustered regularly interspaced, that short palindromic repeats are there. So that was first coined that term like by the Janssen, like okay, clustered regularly interspaced. Janssen in his study identifying genes associated with proteins related to prokaryotes, because prokaryotes are very easy to handle. If anybody is from here, mathematics, little bit difficult to understand the technology, but probably in our school we have gone through prokaryotics and eukaryotics. In eukaryotics, that nucleus is advanced one. In prokaryotic, nucleus is not there, that boundaries are not there, and there is only chromosome and essential part is there. So all this we are like an example of prokaryote is like microorganisms we are talking about, and eukaryote like we are having that we are coming under eukaryote. The Cas9 system is a naturally occurring genome editing system in bacteria. It's a CRISPR-Cas9. So these are the kind of discoveries I should say, because this is already there and it is identified, and therefore this knowledge is made available to everyone who is working in this particular. Okay, CRISPR-Cas is an endonuclease that cut foreign DNA or any kind of a short sequence of that ATGC, they can cut it, right? And it is an endonuclease. Endonuclease, you know that it is a enzyme. Especially, I will talk about restriction endonuclease. Restriction endonuclease, it is a very classical example of a patenting and developing business. If we get time, I will talk about that. Okay, bacteria, virus. Now, cancer research, detection, treatment, Cas9 system, it can dissect the tumorigenesis process, and then it will help in targeted drug discovery, and then it will be also have a cell like specific therapies will be available. It will have application in the HIV research, another important disease. Okay, so Das et al. Described that HIV DNA can be attacked by CRISPR-Cas9, and if we could able to do that, then obviously that will give solution to our that particular problem of HIV, right? Then there is a self-destruction of pathogens. So CRISPR or Cas9 can be used for a targeted modification of pathogen. Okay, and CRISPR-based antibiotic may change the drug delivery process forever also. It will help in in vitro fertilization. If you not know what that in vitro fertilization is, in vitro it is outside the body. Fertilization is a baby is like that egg and that sperm that unite outside in the petri dish, and then that particular after a blastomere, I guess, that is like implanted into the body. That is in vitro fertilization, and there CRISPR can be used for a gene editing within human embryos, because when I can talk about it because I was working in vitro fertility, so I've handled samples. So we can just it is all under microscope means, and that microscopes, you know, these are very specific microscopes are there. It looks like we used to say that when we are sitting on that particular microscope, it is like we are like drive means like pilot, we are handling the aeroplane. So that kind of an instrument it is. Lot of parameters we can handle, and you can do the precise things with that particular kind of a microscope. So here the benefit is like that. If we know in the family if there is any disease, then if you come to know that, then in the embryo only, you can identify that part with the CRISPR, that Cas9, we can correct it. Gene editing, we can do that particular thing. and then that embryo can be implemented, and then the further growth can be monitored, right? So that obviously we will save the progeny from the congenital diseases, and we can avoid the that miscarriages and such kind of issues which are there. So very precise kind of a solution. In vitro fertilization I talked, self-destruction pathogens I have talked, HIV research I talked, cancer research I talked. So the applications of this CRISPR technology. Then it will definitely help in deadly disease elimination. Then it will produce disease-resistant plants. That is something we are looking for. Then it will may improve the crop yield, because if you give some that additive like genes and all that, if you modify that thing, you can have a different variety. You can improve on energy production of algae. You can revive extinct mammals also. So we say that dinosaurs are not there and all that thing. So maybe we never know that extinct varieties we can think about in later. We can bring back them into the reality. We never know. Okay. Then going beyond the gene editing, that is a CRISPR mediated analog multivariant recording apparatus. Okay. So it is like a viral detection system named Sherlock. Sherlock, it is known for the like that stories which is like some mysteries there, right, Sherlock. So say specific, the name came like this, but probably it is thought before only, but that is used for the gene editing, and it is the lymphome is like a specific high sensitivity reporter, unlocking using Cas13 as the cutting tool. Right, so these are all endonuclease. By using endonuclease, you can cut it, and then precisely you can remove it. And if you want to replace it, you can replace it, and then you can have a new variety. Then in 2018, several companies, including that CRISPR Therapeutic, G Healthcare, GeneScript, Horizon Discovery Group, Melipore Sigma Group, Origin, Thermo Fisher Scientific, or Transposagen, all this like developed and commercialized very much products using this particular gene slicing technology. Grandview Research, the global CRISPR-Cas genes market size is expected to reach, you just see, $4.88 billion in 2027, expanded its like a compound annual growth rate like a 16.6% from 2020 to 2027. Most crucial CRISPR-based innovation has been the development of a test for COVID. We have seen CSIR IGIB developed a paper strip test for COVID that uses CRISPR-Cas9 to target and identify genomic sequences of the viruses. Then there is a Inkwood Research, the Asia Pacific market is anticipated to be the fastest growing region in the global CRISPR market. That market is divided as biological research, agricultural research, industrial research, therapeutic research, drug discovery related research. Definitely CRISPR have a role in all these domains. It is touching in all the domains. So you can just imagine that if such kind of a radical, it is not patented, or it is the applications are patented, but meant to gene mapping, whatever human gene mapping is called, is in the public domain. We need not to worry about that. But you can just see the applications. Means once you know the complete map, you know the complete what things are there. Definitely you can check it, and you can have your design things before it comes into the reality. Right? So it is like a very important, we can say, the research. If we see the earlier landscape, it was conducted by Italy, and disruptive technology, it can be handled through non-exclusive licenses arrangement, because this what happens now, just I explain what the descriptive technology and a non-exclusive licensing is. What happens that whenever there is a that disruptive technology is there, uh, if it is a completely new to the world, so if it has to capture market very fast, if you give the non-exclusive licensing, that many people can use that particular thing, and then they can develop the products related to that, and therefore will be the fast diffusion will be there. And therefore it is required that for fast diffusion, You can have non-exclusive licensing type, and probably that will be useful for the technology development. Then they identified all inventions that referred to by any suspect of CRISPR-Cas9 technology, and filed the patent in various jurisdictions, and priority dates are around 2000 and then later. Now, if you see the patent portfolio related to CRISPR, that filing growth started after 2012, right? Most notable assignee institute, if you see, Boston Academic Cluster, and most active inventors are the MIT, right? So MIT, you have to understand that Massachusetts State Institute of Technology is a leading one with CRISPR technology, competing industry more than patents, more than number of patents is more than industry. That is the situation. They also concluded that academic institutions were largely in control of medical applications, whereas industry players were more in control of the agricultural and food related applications. Okay, so that is the situation. In January 2015 to present date, if you see the patent data, you can just see here. I hope that you are able to just check this particular thing, that it shows the number of patents published so far, and you can see the number. Actually, I'm just bringing it closer. That up to this thing. Let me see if I can go. It is number is like increasing from 400, right? In 2015 to like it is like you can just see number here 2400, around 2400, 2800, and although it shows the list that it is declining, that is not the fact, because that data we have to up to date now. Okay, so that is the scenario. Count drops in 2018. This is, we are only halfway through the year, as I have told you. So that whenever this data is taken, right? If you see this figure, it is the highest filing countries. If you can see, that is highlighted here. Obviously, China is there, like Canada is there, right? So these are the highest filing countries. You can say US is there, which are like Russia is there. Obviously, they are working. If you see the highest filing countries here, the WIPO, because the international patent applications, it will come through patent scope. Obviously, China, USA, European countries, you can just see the data here marked in red. So they are their active players. So in USA and China with 2,122 and 1,461 applications respectively. Next is like about the top applicants. If you can check here, I am just bringing it very close. So around 600, and you just see the players in the market related to it. As I have told you, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Harvard, California University. You can see the universities on top, right? And then you can see the LASs and other kind of hospitals and all. Again, Massachusetts General Hospital is coming separately. You can just check that too. Do agrosciences, I just mentioned that food technology is dominated industry, but this medical technology related patents, if you see, especially I'm talking about CRISPR, it is with MIT, Broad Institute, and then the Harvard. Moving further, if you see the inventors related to this intellectual property, Zhang Feng is a leading inventor, and if you see the number of, we can say, the filings on his name is like it is, sorry, yeah, Zhang Feng, and it is, the number is like 542 for CRISPR invention. He's a neuroscientist, and it is in that MIT Brain and Cognitive Sciences and Biological Engineering Department in the MIT University. Okay, name is, I have told you, Professor Zhang Wei. Then, if you see the top owners of this particular CRISPR related intellectual property, you can just see Broad Institute here, that is obviously related to MIT. MIT is there, Broad Institute there, then there is a president and fellows of Harvard University. Then there is a Carbo Biosciences is there. Then there is a General Hospital Corporation of MIT. So these are the like top owners. Top inventor, we just talk about it. CPC, CRPC, this is a different one. CPC, CRPC is related to the, and this CPC, whatever we are talking about, it is something related to the collaborative patent classification. Okay, so collaborative patent classification is a USA and Europe. They have the, we have ITC International Patent Classification, we have Indian Patent Classification, and this is a cooperative patent classification between Europe and the US. That is it. And then if you see, remarked in red are the top classes where the IP filing, that CRISPR related. Now next is like related to IPC data. If you see, it is like that C is that a chemical engineering related, chemistry related patents are there, and that are community nature. Now, when we talk about this further, we can see, as I have told you, it is a chemistry code, and it is dedicated explicitly to CRISPR, that is a C12N2310 or /20. It is dedicated to CRISPR related. Then biological source, if you see, you can just see here for this particular inventions. This is the list. If somebody here is from botany, probably it is like very useful for you. And then microbiology, our Streptococcus is there, Levobacterium is there, Eubacterium is there, okay, influenza virus is there, Listeria is there, okay, MUS mussels is there, Streptococcus. So it's a part of biology actually. So all biological resources are mentioned. So most of the inventions are related to human genome. You can just see why they are using microorganisms. Please understand, microorganisms are patentable. If you do modifications, certain modifications in the gene of bacteria, you can have a large scale production, because that gives advantage of this microorganisms gives advantage that they can grow into fermentation and the product can be harvested easily. Then this is a patent scatter plot for the patents which are related to the this artificial intelligence, and then we are talking about the this advanced technologies and all, right? So this data is available related to CRISPR actually. Okay, now next is like top institutes we have already talked about, but let us just look into that. That is Harvard National Institute of Health, MIT, then again Harvard, then Stanford, then Minnesota, Minneapolis, Pennsylvania, Washington University, San Francisco again, that University of California. Again, University of California is one of the important invention is related to restriction endonuclease. Again, that is a very good university to give the, such kind of important inventions. And then Max Planck Society is there. Okay, so these are the top institutions. You have just seen the list. So these are the top societies, so we can say the organizations which are there working in this particular area. Then you can just see the that usage, that application of that patent in a various like fields. Especially you can see if it is a biology, Harvard, MIT, NIH, then Harvard huge medical institute, Stanford University, then genetics, Harvard and MIT, and Broad Institute, and NIH is there involved. Then Harvard, MIT, National Institute, all molecular biology, if you see there. Fine, you can just take a look here. I'm just moving down. So immunology sector, sectors are like that, and they are like contributing in the usage of CRISPR for the society. They are working for that. Right, moving further, you can see that most of the work are badly categorized with the biology. Most of the work is categorized as a, it is a category that it is works are broadly categorized as a biology. Now here it is like so publications are there. I skipped this. Okay, highest number is literature. You can again see that MIT and is Professor Bernard. You can just see Minnesota University. And then again Feng Zhang from MIT. They are the top, we can say, inventors and publishers related to that. The name of scholars here, scholars are there who are working. Then there are the like scholarly works related to this particular area. You can just, if you want, you can make use of this particular information. And then there is a like patent family, patent size. I just give you the concept of patent family and patent this thing. Like one patent when I file in more than two countries, like suppose I file that patent in certain countries, then all that patent is same, but I have filed in a different country, so it is called as a patent family. Okay, so this is the concept. Okay, so then top journals in which the data is published, all these graphs are there. You can, if you want, this paper is already in public domain, you can visit it and you can get the complete data. Okay, this data is already published in a research paper. You can just visit it and you can get the access to, if anybody is working in CRISPR, you can get the up-to-date information about this particular intellectual, that property related outcomes related to CRISP. Okay, all that funding agencies, top institutes working, or funders in country, right? All this thing data you can just see. And 82 applications are of CRISPR. Indian scenario, if you can see, 10 RPCT and 31 publications are over time. 32 shows applicants in the patent office. That is the scenario. And MIT and Broad Institute have filed equal number of applications. Top inventor, again, Indian scenario is Zhang Feng again. And there is like CRISPR research related top institutes. We are agricultural research in top CRISPR institutes, like it's like 22 publications are there, right? So I guess this is whole data, all data I have shared with you. So maybe you can just take a look of this particular research. Even in PhD, when you are working, I guess that is a good strategy, that if somebody is doing such kind of like analysis, probably you will get your literature review will be move fast. You will move fast with the literature review, and you can get the whole data handy. Okay, so that is the thing. So okay, so I will just keep these slides quickly, and this we have talk about, right? So I just want to skip this artificial pacemakers. I just want to stress that bones, plates, and surgery, all these things you can put, and you can just talk about this. Okay, now I take a break here and let me know if, because it is whole data, and paper is published already regarding that. But if you have any specific question related to this, that advances in medical biotechnology, and we are talking about CRISPR, and I have shared with you the detailed data. IP related or intersection between them, if any question is there, let me know. Now this data will be useful to you in a sense, like suppose you are working on any project related to any of this domain, CRISPR related, you can easily look into the patents or the publications done by these inventors, so that you can get the latest information, up-to-date information about the what is going on in the reality, state of the art positioning of that you can easily understand, right? Let me know if I take a pause here. Let me know if you have any queries or something like that. Is it okay if I move further?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So now we will move to the 3D printing of organ. This is another advances in biomedical technology, I will say. And the advantage is like that you are getting the lab made, like you are developing that completely new organ, right? By printing. Looks like or reads like very promising, because grafting rejection related issues probably may be reduced because of this particular situation. It is like ongoing research, but I will not say that it is a completely accepted and it is like implemented. But yes, it is like the organizations are working. So biological sciences are promising. This is a very promising technology. If you see that we have just seen the CRISPR technology. We have seen that that particular 3D printing, I had a talk. We are going into details of that. So here, restriction endonuclease, I had a talk. There is a nice story of Neela, how he has decided and how he has followed the painstaking procedures for the registration of the patent of the Stanford University. Very classic and wonderful stories there. If we get time, we can discuss that thing. Okay, so monoclonal antibodies is the one of the important invention again of Stanford University, which has given maximum revenue to the Stanford University. Then nude mice, which is also known as Harvard mice, is another very important invention we know of Harvard University. Dolly ship, we have already heard about it. So all these like inventions which are happening, it is like against, we can say, laws of some is against law of nature, like that we feel now, but we cannot conclude or say something like that because we never know how it will be looked into in a days after, right? Then next is like that we have to just understand that artificial pacemakers like bolts, plates, in orthosurgery, you know that everything it is added, or in brain surgery, and then in the cardiac surgery, pacemakers are used, right? So these are all biomedical development, and then prosthetic limbs are there. These are all the remedies which are provided, and damages whatever happen because of this particular thing will be taken care of the any of the, we can say, the entity we have which has damaged the development, right? So that remedies are available. Body organ transplant from donor to receiver with the various challenges including graft rejection and so on. It will be avoided because of this particular issue. Because grafting issue, whatever we are talking about, it will get completely like a stop because and that will like not required. It will like in the lab only that printing will happen and the artificial organs will get. Like if you see this 3D printing, it involves a top-down approach, that is layer by layer building of complex tissue by disposition of matter in a controlled manner. It results into the anatomically accurate 3D models because all it is automated in the that machine. Order is given, right? It is kept open, obviously, and the injection is given, and then maybe the light is monitored, and that results into the development of that product, which is like this. Okay, so this 3D models is there. Then bioprinting and organ printing, it is like a method 2017 to presented patent data. I'm just sharing with you. You can see this data. Let me just bring it in front of you. It is from 15 to 22 and 21 that in the year 2021, you can see there is a maximum like a published data is available. And 2017 that granted data, you can just see. Patent filing, I have just shared that link. Then if you want to see the documents for study, patent application, more than 300 limited patents, more than 50 granted, and application stage patents are available. Then the top applicants, if you see here in the organ printing, let us just take a look so that you will also appreciate. LIGO is there. LIGO, why I'm mentioning it specifically because LIGO is a very good company in the this children that playing articles and all. LIGO is like very good toys and all, that is very good actually. Right, then top you can say the cell link is there, which is in a top position considering the patent filing, and then there are a number of patent filings I have shared. Right, moving further actually, then these are the examples we have seen, right? So which are working on the creation, some creation. Okay. Then these are the top owners related to the owning organ printing patents. If we see who are owning the organ printing at this stage, it is like this that we can just see here. I will just expand further the number, and that number is almost like going up to that 6.5 to 7, right? That must be definitely in lakhs, so it is like going into that direction. Okay, so this is the case. Then Prelilis and Cellink and Axial are the top owners of the IP portfolio in this particular area. And figure of 5 top inventors, these rules are this particular, we can say the inventors are the here, like Eric is there, Paul is there, right? You can just see. I just keep these slides because you can easily see that particular thing. But the point I want to emphasize is like that, see the patent classification, a B. When we are talking about a CRISPR, it is going into the C, it is under a B category. And number also you can just see that quite good number is there, and data is up to 17 or 20 actually. Right, major class B33Y. I hope you have seen the IPC classification, and additive manufacturing technologies and all other additive manufacturing, which is another important area we can say. These are like manufacturing, the advanced manufacturing technologies, not 3D printing. Within that, you can just say photography or a selected laser sintering, all these technologies are used. Okay, I just keep all these things, publications and all that, top publishers. Okay, I guess I should skip this thing and I will move to the next, that is a blockchain technology, so that we can, now in 10 minutes, we will finish off that particular details related to blockchain technology. CRISPR and 3D printing, very promising, but I will say that CRISPR is more like, okay, both are like in advanced stage used, but yeah, it is growing. Same thing with the blockchain, but I guess speed is little low in blockchain usage wise. But I feel it is a very promising technology, blockchain technology, because it is a stamping. The event is like noted at such a micro level that there is no chance of missing any of the activity which is done by the any involved stakeholder around that technology. So blockchain technology is like a little bit very interesting, and you can apply it to any other research. So it is one of the driving forces behind the fourth industrial revolution, along with the Internet of Things. That generally we forget. We remember IoT, but we forget this blockchain technology, which is one of the important, we can say, technology which is used. It involves decentralized, immutable, traceable, transparent, secure system, and it can be utilized to overcome some of the major technical problems in different industry sectors. Especially, I will tell you, wherever there is a very confidential information sharing is better, we should know that this technology is the best because it tracks the changes which are made in any of the technology. Okay, so blockchain can bring a potential cost reduction to energy industry. How? We will see. This is first described in 1991, that about blockchain. Time stamping is there. You know that if you make any change in that chain, it will be completely noted. So you cannot kind of reverse it. You can just add into it, and therefore it is a very specific evidential proof for the any court case or any kind of event. You can just track the changes very easily by blockchain technology. It was remain untouched, unused by until that Satoshi Nakamoto, he adapted it in 2000. Satoshi into the digital cryptocurrency. Again, it is like a little controversial topic, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But I guess we should consider this technology very important, because whatever changes you are making, that will be noted. And I guess that is a crux of this technology, and therefore you can have this maybe in the hospital management softwares, where you can have the report that what action is taken and how it is managed, because it is very critical in that particular scenario, that what actions are taken for the management of the patient also, hospital also. Probably this will be very, very promising kind of a technology. With the cryptocurrency, but I will say that if I want to give a very positive example, then in a banking sector, it will be very useful, biomedical technology. And open innovation, because in biology, noting of the contribution of each of the stakeholders which are involved in this particular. And we know that there is a digital list of records, and that is called as a blocks, and that blocks are connected. that by using that cryptography, that blocks are connected. Data structure, it contains several records of transaction in chronological order. That is very, very important. Order never changes. It is one after the another. If you make 100 actions, but every action will be noted in a sequence with this blockchain technology. And that is a very, very important feature for the securing the particular action. This blockchain is very, very good. So it is a robust solution against any frauds or any serious issues. Just like in hospital, I have told you that certain things, if you want to do, you can keep sensors, because nowadays how it works: sensors, prosthetics, this 3D printing, blockchain, data, big data analytics, artificial intelligence. So if you mix together, you can automate so many things in the biomedical technology or in the laboratories. A lot many things are automated because of that, right? So therefore, this technology, I thought I should share the developments, and I'm sharing it here with the energy sector especially, because how this is helping in the energy sector, so that the patents related to that particular, we can just look into this particular thing. Okay, so it has a potential to improve the transaction models and tampering of a proofs at that level will not happen, and therefore it may be important for that purpose also. So if you see the energy sector, lot of changes, renewable, then in non-renewable technologies are there, and low cost power supply. We are talking maintenance. We are talking about the trading process and prevention of electricity theft. All this in this sector, you can just use this blockchain technology, and consumers may get benefited by this particular kind of technology. Okay. And then the method here is mostly for this particular research. All this research is published, so papers are in open access. This thing, so you can get a patent data related to CRISPR if you are working in that area. For blockchain, we have shared that thing, or even for the 3D printing, we have shared the data related to it in the public domain. Okay. So this is the number of patents we have retrieved. In patent searching, we do all this thing, na? That we use the search term, we put it, then we retrieve the number of patents, we clean the shit, okay, and then we reduce the number. And generally, when we do the landscaping for the focus landscaping, we try to reduce number to 100 to 200 patents, although we get maybe 10,000 patents also. But if we are able to select the best 100 to 200, and if we do the analysis, probably that is more valuable, right? But landscapes, generally you see that it involves the number of all involved patents you can put on the license, and the visualization is created, which will be helpful to take decisions related to R&D. So both way it is used by the industry. Okay, so thorough reading of application, then we have reduced it to 89, and then the priority rise we have matched, and then we have found that it is the filing scenario. Then country-wise data, again China is on the top here. Then the first patent application implying hydrogen in the energy sector was filed in 2011. Okay, so quite new, I will say, and emerging area, and obviously it will have applications in biomedical, advances in biomedical technology, the topic under consideration. Okay, the highest number of patents filed in blockchain in 2018, when this work is published, it is like a 62.85% total patents. And country-wise, if you see, France, Europe, so European continent is little top, I will say, in this particular this areas. Okay, 2018, we can just see this is like a scenario. Okay, so we can just see this. Country-wise publication, if you see again, you can gauge also that China, and then US, and then the Europe, and then the remaining world, right? Highest number of applications, if you see in the energy sector, it is 52%, we can say. And these are related to carbon tracking, gas, oils, energy supply, and so forth and so on. Okay, then you can consider the patents as well devices and methods to provide solution underlying the energy sector. You can just go into that. this system or methods utilize blockchain technology to improve on the particular technology. Now, moving further, you can just say that there are assignees, and these assignees which are there are like I've just mentioned. EPU technology is a very promising technology, CRISPR technology, and they are like they are Beijing based and leading development of the blockchain. Top assignee, as I have told you, there is Inogi Innovation. Then Green Learning Limited is another one. North Star is there. All these are the companies who are involved in this particular activity. Okay, so what we have done, I quickly go through the slides, whatever we have covered, so that we can wrap the session. We have another session at 7:30, and if you have any questions, you can just raise. If we can answer and we can discuss that thing. So we started with that innovation, invention, and creativity. Then we focused on the definition of innovation. Then we have focused on the process of innovation, product and the service, the three types of innovation. Then we had talked about the diffusion, and we have emphasized that how exactly diffusion happens. And then we had talked about invention, patent act related special provisions related to invention. They have given the definition that it should have industrial applicability. And in new invention, they are clarifying that novelty aspect is very, very important when we are talking about the innovation. Then we have talked about the global state of the art part of the inventions, novelty assessment we have seen. And then we have determined the exclusive literature for patent search. And then we can say that we have defined this particular entrepreneurial activity. We can put it as entrepreneur, but we can apply as an individual also. It is not necessary that then will be entrepreneur. Individuals doing research also follow this and get creative. Innovations, if you see, these are the four types of innovations are there. And then these are the levers are there, open innovation is there. That is creating the particularly the, we can say the. So if we entered into then CRISPR, then after CRISPR we have focused on that whole data, and then after going through whole data we have realized that MIT is on top, Harvard is on top. Then this organization that it will more than industry organization that academic organizations are more like featuring in the top activities related to this particular CRISPR. Okay, and we know that Zhang Feng is a inventor who is like a topmost inventor who has created a lot of artificial intelligence related, CRISPR related that particular developments are there. Okay, CPC, I had talked about the CPC, IPC, right? Chemistry code C, okay, and all this data, and then we move to this before blockchain, 3D printing, very promising. And then we have come to the last, that is a blockchain and the energy sector. So 3 case studies I have shared with you, and I had talked about this particular that advances, considering that 3 medical technologies, deep diving into that, considering patent portfolio and all. Otherwise, you can just name, you can just put into the Google and you can get the biomedical technology and you can talk about that. But we should understand what is innovation, how it is working, open innovation, how it is helping, and then how the IP portfolio of a particular individual or organization, and the very interesting outcome that is you will appreciate that in biomedicine, this especially CRISPR, let's see, academic institutes are leading than the industry. Okay, so with this details, I take a pause here, I stop here, and let me know if you have any queries. Lot of data, but I guess this is the outcome of our patent searching, and you can use this data for the whatever work means how to use data. You know that we can have a lot of applications related to that. Okay, so yeah, means I stop here and maybe you have another session, so you can continue with that. Right. Yeah, over to you, Professor Sakti.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Participants, if you have any questions, you can discuss with madam.
It's a patent searching which you can use, especially I will say that you can look into this particular thing with the patent searching, analyzing landscape, white space mapping, and then using it for the patent generation. And that will be kind of, I guess, because if you see these three case studies, we have like a landscape. It is open access papers are there. You can access that thing, and then you can see the how the technology is developed and white spaces, that is gaps. If you can you can see that gaps, you can work on it, and then you can have your own patent. That is a easy way. That is the case. Okay, so I guess we should conclude the session. And maybe if you have any queries, you can then later also write to me or Professor Shakti, and we will try to answer that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again for delivering an excellent lecture about the advances in biomedical technology innovations. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I take a leave, and I
Yes,
will
ma'am. Yes,
share the slides.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. To my email ID, then I will share with them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you.
We will move on to the session 2 of day 5. Now I invite Dr. Rashmi for the introduction of our second resource person.
Mr. D. Tyagaraja Gupta has completed his Masters in Technology in Communication Systems from Pondicherry Engineering College. He is currently the Deputy Controller of Patents and Design at the Office of Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks at Chennai Patent Office. Mr. D. Tyagaraja Gupta's primary responsibility is the substantive examination of patent applications, wherein he assesses each invention for compliance with the essential criteria of patentability, including novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability. This rigorous examination process ensures that not only truly innovative and applicable inventions are granted patent protection. In addition to examination, Mr. Gupta is actively involved in conducting formal and technical hearings and interviews with patent applicants and their representatives. These sessions are integral to resolving issues related to objections raised during the prosecution stage and determining the final patentability status of inventions. His responsibilities further extend to handling pre-grant and post-grant oppositions, wherein he adjudicates matters where third-party stakeholders contest the grant of patents. In such instances, he is entrusted with issuing recent decisions and orders under the provisions of the Patent Act, thereby ensuring transparency and fairness in the process. He has also completed a 3-month training at the Japanese Patent Office, focusing on international patent treaties and Japanese national office procedures. Mr. D. Tyagaraja Gupta has made significant and far-reaching contributions to the promotion and dissemination of awareness on IPR across academic, industrial, and research sectors in India. As a seasoned IPR professional, he has actively participated in numerous awareness-building initiatives aimed at fostering a culture of innovation and protection of intellectual assets. His efforts have primarily focused on educating stakeholders, including students, faculty, innovators, entrepreneurs, and policymakers, on the vital role that patents and other forms of intellectual property play in national development and global competitiveness. He has been a distinguished speaker at over 100 IPR awareness programs, including FDPs, workshops, training sessions, and seminars organized by leading universities, engineering colleges, research institutions, and government departments. He has been instrumental in demystifying the patent filing and examination process, thereby encouraging greater participation from academic institutions, startups, and MSMEs in the formal IP system. Mr. Gupta's outreach also includes mentorship and one-on-one advisory roles, where he provides tailored guidance to researchers and innovators on how to effectively draft, file, and prosecute patent applications. His awareness campaigns consistently emphasize the importance of protecting inventions through patents to ensure commercial value and societal impact. Through his consistent and passionate advocacy, Mr. Gupta has played a pivotal role in nurturing a robust intellectual property culture in India, aligning with national initiatives such as Make in India and Startup India. Now I welcome Dr. Tyagaraja Gupta to deliver the talk.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, such a warm introduction. And yeah, very to say happy evening to all the participants attending this particular session. And I know it's been a long week ahead, and you're almost at the tail end of the session. Could understand how tired you would be after your office hours. And in such a scenario, I have designed not to poke you with too much of technical information, which will again make you too tiresome. So what I've decided is to give you with as many as case laws, stories, so that information is imparted in the form of lucrative characters. So sit back, relax, enjoy the next 1.5 hour session, and whenever, wherever you have any doubts, any issues, don't hesitate to stop me, ask me questions, so that this session does not go as a monologue. Let us have a one-to-one interaction. Let it be interactive. Don't hesitate to stop me. Before going into it, let me make clear: is my voice clear, audible to everyone there?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
And is my slide visible? I've actually projected my topic slide.
Yes,
Is
sir,
that,
it is visible. Yeah.
and
Yes,
are the
sir, it's
slides
visible.
moving?
Yes, sir, it's moving. Yeah.
Fine then. With this preliminary check, let us go into the session. I was told by Dr. Saktivel that the participants for this session are predominantly students from the background of chemistry, biochemistry, and related fields, and professors in the similar field. So, what I thought is that before venturing into the particular domain, it's my utmost responsibility to tell you people in what way are you connected with this particular session. If you feel I am sitting here for the next 1.5 hours, if this is of some alien technology not at all related to me, then absolutely will not have any interest in it. So my first and foremost duty is to tell you how this session is personally getting connected to you, what you are performing right now in your academic institution. As a student, you might be either a UG, PG, or doing doctoral or postdoctoral fellowships. To every one of you sitting there, this session is going to give you some takeaway which you will cherish for your entire life. If you are a UG student planning to get placed in any of the companies, then do you know how many people are passing out like you in your discipline in India a year? Maybe approximately 20,000, 25,000. Do you think that all 25,000 who are graduating from such institutes will get immediately placed? I doubt. All of you hold a similar degree, but do our nation is developed enough to give an opportunity of placement to every one of you? I doubt there. But if you have one more additional qualification, like translating the research that you have done either in your UG or PG into an additional level of IP protection, then such additional certificate along with your graduation certificate will fetch you a lucrative job. How many of people like you would have such a additional certificate? In my experience, I could hardly see 100, 150 students holding such additional IP certificates along with their engineering, UG certificate. So competing in 20,000 is difficult, but competing in 100 is very easy. And the probability of you getting placed with an additional certificate is absolutely possible. Sir, I'm not going to do any, not going to get placed. I do not have that idea. I have decided to do my doctoral PhDs. Then is your session going to be of any help to me? Absolutely, yes, again. If you are going to pursue doctoral program, then the UGC mandates that minimum 2 international publications are required. But that rule has now been relaxed. You need not concentrate on any international publications. Translate your research program into a patent in India, which now becomes equivalent to those two international publications. So forget publication, focus IP for people who have ideas of doing their doctoral. Sir, I'm not even interested in doing such doctorals. I want to become my own entrepreneur. I have ideas of starting my own organization. Then do you have anything for me? Yes, absolutely. What is the funda for such startups? I find two things. One, an asset. Second, a venture capitalist or angel investor who is ready enough to fund you so that you go ahead with your startup. To get both these aspects, IP plays a role. You might pitch an idea to any investor, which is the basis for your organization or startup. If someone else makes a duplication of that idea, what will be the status of your startup? The fundamental itself gone. Then will your startup move ahead? So, if you have such ideas executable through any form, protect that idea executable manners in any one form of the IP. The past 3-4 days, many experts would have told you the different IP tools available. Choose the one or choose as many as possible that is apt enough to protect your idea so that the funda of your startup is secured. Second, grants from the venture capitalists or angel investors. Whatever you are going to speak to them, they are not going to believe you. Words doesn't make any impact there. But if you are able to substantiate your words with such a IP documents, registered patent or design or any other copyrighted document, that will talk 1,000 words more than what you are going to speak. And they will develop a confidence in you. They will believe in you that your idea has been validated by one organization. So I am having no risk in investing some amount in this or in your startup. So even for having your own startup, you need to have one form of an IP. And nowadays, IPs are becoming eligible as collaterals that you could pledge in any banks and get loans. So for students who have plans of starting their own organization, entrepreneurs or startups, IP has to do some role. So focus there. And for the professors sitting here, I need to say one particular incident which will tell you the importance of IP. Some years back, for one particular university, there was a necessity to select a vice chancellor. To my knowledge, 3 candidates were shortlisted. All 3 had equal experience, equal research guidance, were equally qualified, and all were having equal years of experience, helped the student community. And the selection board had an issue as to choose whom. Then they found that one particular professor had 2 patents under his cap. Those 2 patents were filed by his research students, in which he was a guide and he was also one of the applicant of that particular patents. Those 2 patents under his cap fetched him that lucrative post of VC. Professors, think of it. For your career progression, patents or IP in general is going to play a role. And for the institutes where you are working, also have a catch. If you are filing IPs and if you are getting those IPs granted, then the university gets the weightage. In NIRF as well as NAC, they give almost 25 to 30% weightage to the IP. Maybe 3-4 years earlier, the weightage was mainly on the filing of the IP. Now the shift has changed. Filings get minimum weightage, just 5%. If your IPs get granted, that gets another 10%. And the granted IP, if commercialized, then the next 10%. So filings doesn't give you bigger weightage. Now the focus is on getting it granted and the next level of getting it commercialized, so that what monetary benefit the institute obtains through that particular IP, and what public has got benefited by the commercialization of that particular IP. All these informations are collected when deciding the NAC criteria or the NIRF ranking for the institute. So, be it a student with different ideas, mindsets, be it a professor, or be it the university or the institute to which you are working, everyone has got some takeaway from the IPs. Now I can feel assured that you get connected to it. With this personal connection, touch with the IP, I am with of freedom to go ahead of the topic, translating your research from the academia to the industry pipeline. What statistics says is that only 5% of the research that's taking place in any academic institution in India is translated to the industry. Just 5%. We are all aware every institute, either in their UG or PG, as a part of their curriculum, does some research. So research is enormous in India, but of them, just 5% reaches the level of the industry standards. What prevents the other 95%? There are 3-4 aspects which you should take care of so that you don't fall into that 95%. As an academic student or professor, the focus is mainly on publications. We are not against publications. You are always at liberty to publish your research in any of the reputed journals. We are not against it. But prior to that publication, take IP as your first step. Once you file your research in any publication, the process of doing an IP is stopped there, because your own publication will become a hurdle in getting your IP for that particular research. The Patent Act is so designed that if publication done first before filing for IP, then we are not supposed to give a patent for such an application where the publication taking place first. Probably there is some time limit there, but not everyone keeps the time limit in mind. So concentrate on IP filing first, then think about your publications. Also, once you file for an IP specifically in patent, we publish your research work, the abstract of your research work, your name, your contact details in the Gazette of India. Actually, 2 publications take place. One at the initial filing stage itself. Next, the document, the technology that is granted is published again at the end of the process. So, Government of India publishes your research in the Gazette twice, once at the beginning and once at the end as what technology is granted. So, patent itself covers publications. And some scenario we find that the research work that you do in the laboratory doesn't come to the standard or expectations of the industry. That's one big hurdle why the industries are not ready enough to acquire your research work. Maybe we people should concentrate more. Think of the requirement of the industry in mind in executing your research, and also keep what the target should be, not with your requirement in mind, but what the industry requires. That might increase the probability of the industry academia requirement meeting. And IP protection lacking, that's very big hurdle. See, your ideas are open to public through any source, and once it reaches this digital world, infringements, duplications, and the utilizations without your permissions, and the risk of utilizing your ideas without your permission is very high, and proving that that particular idea is your brainchild is very difficult. only IP protection makes that particular idea's ownership a legal aspect. Without IP, don't expect to get any legal protection for your idea. And sometimes what happens is that you do research. You think that it is my responsibility to take it to the next level of IP protection also. I should focus on the legal aspects behind IP protection. That's a completely new domain for you as a researcher. And also, some people think that I must take my research to the level of commercialization also. That's once again a different scenario, different waters. You cannot be a master in all the fields. You are a master in your technology. You cannot be a master in the IP field, and you cannot be a master in the commercialization aspect. So, acquire as many partnerships as possible. Experts in the field of IP, legal and technical experts. Experts in the field of commercialization who are ready to interact with the institutes, interact with the industry, negotiate the license agreements. So find out the relevant persons, experts in each and every field. Get a partnership with them so that your focus can only be with the research and not with the other aspects of IPs and the commercialization aspects. So that the probabilities become very, because experts are into the domain, so they can take care of. And finally, the fund crunch, that's always there. But nowadays, I can find the n number of departments from the science and technology, from the department of MAITI, ready enough to fund you. The catch point, your research should meet their standards. So these are all some hurdles that prevent an academic research from reaching the level of the industry. We will see the forthcoming sessions as to how to overcome all these hurdles. And this is the 7-step process that has to be executed by any researcher to reach that particular level. Right from your research to the industry, it's a 7 steps. Find each step one at a time so that you could reach the epitome. Let's discuss all these 7 steps in elaborate in the forthcoming slides. Now that what I want to show you in a nutshell, there are 7 steps which every researcher has to follow to reach the industry pipeline. The first and foremost is the research and innovation. That's what you are doing right now in your institute. Nah? Fine. We'll focus that first because that's your ideology, that's your fundamental thing, which is where we should focus first. Usually, how do you choose the research area that you want to work upon? If anyone there can unmute and tell me, because you're all doing research, you would have passed on through this particular step. What would be the minimum criteria or the area that you would choose to decide upon in carrying out a research for the next 6 months or 3 years for a PhD? What would be the criteria?
Unexplored or less explored areas, sir, like marine algae.
Beautiful. Yeah, unexplored areas, absolutely beautiful. How do you determine that such area is unexplored till date? Is there any tool available with you to determine that this probable idea that I keep in mind is still date not explored at all?
Less
there-
data available in online, sir. Like publications, patent are very less, sir, and product also very less.
By
but
literature
ma'am, what I would tell you is your access to the database itself is very minimal. Not all databases are free of cost. And those databases that are free of cost, where you are going to make a literature survey, doesn't give complete information. So in a minimum database with limited data, you are making a search. And that result may not be 100% foolproof. Fine. Your point is valid, but there lies a catch point, which you should take into consideration also. What usually we suggest to researchers is that keep the requirement of the industry in mind before deciding the area of your research. IIT Bombay has got one particular policy. This I have heard about, not verified. that before any student initiating his research, IIT Bombay asks those students to go to the industry in and around that particular IIT and identify what that particular industry of their particular field is facing a problem. Maybe if you are from the field of pharma, go to the pharmaceutical company near your campus, talk with the management, identify what product is coming out with, what are the hurdles that particular industry is facing in executing that particular product. If you find something interesting there, meeting your requirement, choose that particular problem as your research for the next 3 years, which means that the end user is already ready. Even before you complete the research, the purchaser is ready. If you come out with a viable solution, he is happy enough to procure that particular technology from you. So focus the requirement of the industry. See how competitive, as you told me, how untouched area, as you told me now. See, is there minimum competition in that particular domain? Also check, I am going to invest so much of time, so much of energy, effort. Will I get enough returns for all these aspects? Check all these aspects. And if you find a tick mark for all these three, then choose that area as your area of research. One aspect that we usually do is that in the academic institutes is that you identify the problem, you do research, you come out with a solution, but that solution you think is very viable, but actually it may not be. You come out with a probable solution and you support that solution with some empirical data, and you say, because of such empirical data, my solution is enabled. May not be. Also, once such in the research is taken to the industry level, they are forced to do more research on it, maybe taking another 5-6 years, make it ready enough for the industry. Then they feel, I have almost spending 50% of research on this domain. Why should I give you a honorarium or a, what's it to say, grant, a return in, for which you have contributed 50% of research and I have contributed 50% of research. So try to make your outcome ready enough with prototypes, with necessary approvals, standards. There may be so many FDA approvals, ISO standards. Make it ready enough to that level. Also, let those prototypes be tested in the actual area of working, not in your laboratory. Take those researchers prototypes to the location where it is actually going to work. Check all those aspects, and with those level of research, the industry will be happy enough because it is readily implementable. What is going to prevent them from procuring this particular research and implementing as a hot cake? And they expect your researchers to be in the level of 6 to 9, but from statistics what we know, it's only in the level of 1 to 3, a huge gap. This is called the valley of death, and because of this valley, 95% of the research does not go for licensings. They are paper research, just sleeping in the document, not of use either to you or the public at large. So before initiating your research, keep all these aspects in mind. And people who have took these aspects in mind is one such guy. His name Nilay Kulkarni. Actually, this happened somewhere around 6-7 years back. If I'm not very sure about the period date. He is a guy of 16 years old. 16 years, might be studying 10th standard, 11th standard, might be. What happened is that Nilay Kulkarni is from Nashik, his hometown. You know, Kumbh Mela would have frequently heard in the paper, studied in the paper some 5, 6 years back, that during such Kumbh Melas, huge people accumulate, gather at one spot, because of which stampedes take place and many people die. Unfortunately, his grandfather, Nilay's grandfather, was one person who caught in such stampedes. Unfortunately, he escaped away. On seeing that news, Nilay Kulkarni was shocked. He thought, this is unacceptable. I should do something. Every year, hundreds of people are getting killed in one pilgrimage trip. Completely unacceptable. So he decided, this is my area of research. What should I do? How could I apply my technical knowledge, my scientific info to come out with a viable solution wherein in the forthcoming years, in the Kumbh Melas, not even one should die because of stampede. So he identified the problem, a hot cake problem. That in mind, he worked out, he made a literature survey. Okay, till date, is there any solutions to prevent this stampedes? He made a literature survey and identified 4 aspects. One, to prevent the stampede, the primary data what we need is that in which location, in what time, how many people are getting gathered, and at what time they are leaving that location. This data is primary. We call it the heat map of a particular geographical location. If you know that heat map, then you can design that probably there a stampede might occur. So what you need to know is the data of the people accumulating at one geographical location at one point of time. To collect this data, till date, there were 4 options left. One is the band, like with the biometrics, so that what to say, RFID readers, the tags that you could put in the hands of any person. You could have seen that happening in Tirupati. Na? They put some tags in our hand, which could be read by the RFIDs. Why can't I use such tags? He thought, so that I can have a count of the people entering that particular location. But it's not like Tirupati. Kumbh Mela is a place where people take bath in the river, in the ponds. Then such tags when get damaged through the water. So it's not working out here. Then Milai thought, okay, why should I not use CCTV cameras? Let me install CCTVs for every 100 meters. That can capture the amount of number of people gathered in a particular location. But Kumbh Melas usually happen in the month of rainy seasons. So rain is predominant and people open up their umbrellas. When people open up their umbrella, can the CCTV capture the people? In one umbrella, there can be 2, 3 people. So that was also not working out for it. Then what Kulkarni thought is that, shall I give tokens to them so that I can have a count on the number of tokens? But tokens, people sometimes get 2 tokens. Sometimes people not give much concentration for the tokens because their focus is on the pilgrimage one. So it may give duplicate data, it may give false data. So tokens are also not working out. Also, the collecting back of the tokens to be reused in the next Kumbh Mela is also a big task. So that was also eliminated. Identified a problem, identified the commercially available solutions. Now Kulkarni is in such a situation that I should come out with one viable solution that overcomes the troubles with all the existing solution. So what Kulkarni thought of is a pressure sensor, industry level stubborn pressure sensor, which can detect the pressure of a person stamping on it. That he thought might be a viable solution. Okay, now how am I going to implement it in the current location? He thought the footrest, the pad that people we use now in front of our doors, that foot mat, he thought that is to an ideal product into which I can implement this particular pressure sensor so that it doesn't look awkward in any place. With that in mind, he procured the sensors, tailor-made those sensors to withstand the pressure of a person stamping on it, then implemented it in the mid of such uh, puts what to say, the pads. And also he made those pads with the black colored polyurethane so that they get uh, merged with the road. What is talking? Is there any queries you want to ask me?
Someone.
Okay, fine. Sir, you need to ask me any query?
No, sir. Somebody mic is on. The disturbance is coming. You can
Okay,
carry
fine,
on.
fine, fine. No issues, no issues. We'll carry on. We'll carry on. So he decided to have a black colored polyurethane fabric so that it gets mixed with the road. Also, he thought sometimes we might not step at all on the particular mat. Sometimes we step twice on the mat, which again gives us false data. So what Nilay Kulkarni made a research as to when a person walks, what would be the stride length of his feet. He found out it to be 12 centimeters from one feet to the other feet. And he designed this particular mat with all the sensors of such a dimension that when you walk on it, you place only one of your feet on it. The next feet will be outside of the mat. Also, you do not skip pressing the mat. With such design, he implemented it. So a mat with inbuilt sensors tailor-made to withstand the pressure of the person that has been installed at the entry and exit of every geographical locality. The sensor collects the data, the pressure given by the particular person. Such data collected, wirelessly transmitted to the backend cloud server, and his software processes such data, analyzes the heat map in a particular geographical location, and if the heat map exceeds a particular threshold, it gives an alert to the fire department, police personnel, regulating authority, so that they will be immediately moved to that location and they will make necessary arrangements so that stampedes never occur. This particular implementation was successfully trial tested in Nashik during a particular Kumbh Mela, and that year stampedes were avoided, they were eliminated. And Nilay Kulkarni patented this technology. And after patent, he started his own startup named AICTE-ATAL, which means footstep in Japan. And this startup company started manufacturing such sort of mats. And they were number one supplier, not only in Kumbh Melas, to Mecca, Medina, to Vatican City, to Tirupati, to every place. AICTE-ATAL is now supplying such footsteps and is generating revenue. 16-year-old guy. One idea, one problem that he faced in his locality, took up as his research, identified a probable solution, came out with a practical implemented prototype, trial tested in the real location, proven, protected through as many as possible IPs, and went on with his own startup company, AICTE-ATAL, which manufactured such products, patented products, and is the number one supplier to great places like Mecca, Medina, Vatican, so on and so on, generating lakhs and lakhs of revenue. Are we not in similar scenario? Can we not take Nilay Kulkarni as our role model? Should we not follow his footsteps? Why not? Let's also try. What do you see on the screen here? I heard some voices in my presentation which were not related to the session. Now I'm asking you to open up your mic and tell me answers as to what you are seeing in the screen. Nothing scientific, nothing technical.
Stump, sir.
Sir, blowing
Cricket
mic.
stump.
Cricket stump.
Stumps, absolutely,
Blowing
no
stump.
doubt about it. Pardon, sir?
Blowing stump.
Glowing stem. Precise answer. Nice. But the one stump that I have shown you on the left, wooden stumps, you could procure it in the nearby sports store, right? Can you tell me the price of that? Approximate price? Aren't there any cricket lovers here?
Sir,
Or
I
you should have
think
brought for
5
yourself.
lakhs. I think 5 lakhs and more.
No, not that glowing one. The one that I showed you on the left, the wooden stump with no light, nothing. The price of that particular stump in the sports store.
10,000.
No, ma'am, I'm not talking. I am talking about the simple
Maybe
stump.
around 500.
Sir, only 1,500.
Not even 1,500. As sir told, it's 500, maybe 250 to 500. That's the price. And tell me now, can you procure the stump with the glowing light in the nearby sports store? Is it available there in the nearby local sports store? You cannot purchase it. Why? Do you know the answer? When the left side stump is available, why is this light glowing stump is not available? What prevents them from procuring this stumps?
It is incorporated with some sensor, sir.
Okay, if it is so, is it preventing that particular shop owner from procuring it and selling it in his shop?
No, sir, it cannot sell in normal shops.
Why not? What is that preventing him from selling?
Maybe patentable or
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. There are two aspects which prevents him from selling this particular stems. One is IP protection. An Australian named E. Cartman is the owner of that particular stem. He is a patent owner in almost 132 countries of the world. That's why you cannot find this sort of stems in any local sports store. If you sell, then you are under legal repercussions. E. Cartman will take legal action against you. So you can't find such stems in any stores near you. So IP protected through patents by E. Cartman in 132 countries. So no one can sell that particular stem without the permission, legal permission of E. Cartman. Fine then. What so special in this particular step that it is making it eligible to get a patent? Scientifically, do you think, could you guess any aspect? You're all from the field of pharma. It's not the right question to ask you from the field of chemistry, biochemistry. Still, layman thing. So, from my perspective, I find three aspects in this patented stem. One, incorporation of an LED in the bales as well as stem, a stick. Second, a high precision camera. Third, a beautiful mic at the side of the stem. These three aspects in the stem has procured a status of getting a patent protection. But does this three alone enough to get a patent? Something else is there. These are all some basic aspects which may not be sufficient enough. On further analysis of this document, I found in the field of electrical engineering or in layman thing, if you want to switch on a light, what would you do? You will switch on them. You will switch on it. Once you on the switch, what happens? A circuit gets closed and current passes on. Once the circuit closed, current passes, the light glows. That's what we are being taught in our day-to-day textbooks. But in this term, that is not implemented. It's the other way around. Once the circuit is closed, that is, when the bales are on the stem, the circuit is closed, the light doesn't glow. It is the complete opposite. Only when the circuit is open, when the bales are out of the stem, the light glows. So E. Cartman has not just like that implemented the textbook technology into the stem. He has actually implemented the complete ulta technology into the stem. That process of implementation as taken up is scientific knowledge. That scientific knowledge has earned him the patent. Fine. First aspect, identification of the problem. What is the problem? Cricket lovers know that few years back, 6 to 7 years back, ICC, BCCI, or any cricket board of any country had one bad reputation that their umpiring judgments are not precise. LBWs, so many faults. Bowled, bails go up, rest back on the stumps, umpires doesn't identify it, say not out. So many bad decisions, so many bad reputations to so many cricket boards. They were not happy. Cricket boards were absolutely not happy with this bad reputation. So this problem was identified by E. Cartman. And he thought this is going to be a potential area of research. Came out with this viable solution. And out of box thinking, implemented the technology, protected it through patent in 132 countries of the world. So identifying the potential customer first is the first and foremost thing. E. Cartman has done that. And you know how strong technically, economically are those customers, BCCI or ICC. After getting it protected, he approached the particular boards of every country. He said, use my patent protected stamps and come out from such bad reputations of bad decisions, judgments by the umpires. All the cricket boards were extremely happy to use these stamps and get their names saved. Then a license agreement was executed because E. Cartman is not going to commercialize it. He is going to give it to the cricket boards. They are going to commercialize it. So patent holder executes a license agreement with the end user. The agreement talks for how many years you are going to use my technology. And for using my technology, what is the royalty that you are going to pay me out? That is what primarily the license agreement talks about. And there will be many other legal terms involved in it. These are all the primary things. E. Cartman executed a licensing technology in such a fashion that I will give you these terms for usage in one particular match. At the end of the match, you should return all the stems back to me if it is damaged or not damaged. That is what the agreement is. Why? Because these stems were pitched for 25 lakhs to the cricket boards. So, you know, in a cricket match, there has to be two pairs of such stems, one at the batsman side, one at the bowler side. So, two pairs of stems, 25 each, 50 lakhs. Also, the cricket boards will have two more pairs of stems as standby. What if it damages? You can't stop the match, right? So, two more pairs, 4 pairs of stems the boards use for playing one cricket match, be it 2020, be it 50 overs, be it test match. So, 4 pairs of stems, 25 each, it comes to 1 crore rupees. E. Cartman thought that such stems are made of fiberglass. You throw the ball at 150 kilometers, 160 kilometers, hit the stems, the stump is not going to get damaged. Then, if I give it on a long-term license agreement, on a big contract, this is not going to give me continuous revenue. So what E. Cartman decided, I am going to change the license agreement altogether. No long-term agreements. It's going to be on a match-on-match agreement. I am going to give you 4 pairs of stem for every match. You pay me 1 crore rupees. At the end of the match, return it all the 4 pairs of stems. So this year, BCCI in IPL conducted somewhere around 75 matches, right? So each match 1 crore. So 75 matches, 75 crores. A market which was only around 10 to 12 crores, because 10 to 12 cricket boards only can afford this sort of stems. So a market of 10 to 12 crores has now been expanded to multi crores. That's how his business mind has come into picture in executing such license agreements during commercializations. Every year, E. Cartman is generating lakhs and lakhs of rupees, for which there was actually only 10 to 12 lakhs the market is. So your business mind, the creativity should not focus only on the research aspect. It should also focus on how many IP tools I can use to protect it completely. There also your creativity should come into mind. There are 8 tools. You are all well aware of it. You must be knowledgeable enough to know how many IP tools I should utilize for the complete protection of my research. That's second aspect. The creativity should also zoom in during such agreements with the stakeholders. As Secotman translated the same product, the same market of 12 crores into multiple crores, just because of one creative agreements. Fine, with these two case laws, I come to a conclusion that you will now be able to clear enough as to where should I focus in deciding the area of research, because that's going to be your funda. If you make any error in the area of research that you are going to choose, then all the other 6 steps are not going to assist you in any aspect. So before choosing your area of research, remember E. Cotman, remember Nilay Kulkarni, think of the strategies they utilized as to how I should identify the problem in executing the particular research of mine. With that in mind, identify your research and execute your innovations. And once you are ready, you have identified a viable problem, you have identified a beautiful domain of doing research, and also you have come out with a beautiful outcome. Then comes the next step, protection. I told you at the beginning of the session itself that don't put all burdens on your head, because you are strong in technology, you are strong in science, you may not be strong in patent aspects, IP aspects, legal aspects. So engage yourself with a technology transfer office, TTO, or people who are established in your institute. They work along with the IPR cell of your institute or with the IIC cell of your institute. These are people who are strong in technology as well as who are strong in IP procedures. Approach the TTOs, the officers in such technology transfer office. Talk to them. Tell them that you have come out with such a such viable research outcome. Ask their help to assist you out in protecting your research completely through as many as possible IPs. As far as my knowledge is concerned, in India, IIT Bombay is the pioneer in establishing such TTOs. Way back in 2004 itself, they have come out with such offices in their institute. And statistics says that Western universities, the TTOs, by their own effort, in the year 2022 alone, have generated almost $4 billion through licensing of various IPs. And I'm not sure whether PSG has got such TTOs. If not, I would recommend to set up such offices as a subsidiary of the IPR cell or the IIC cell. And they will operate in tandem with such cells, and usually they will report to the Vice Chancellor or Director. What roles do such TTOs play? Actually, broadly speaking, 7 domains, 7 areas, they assist you out. You can talk once you have identified a probable area of research, and if you're not sure what might be the probable outcome at the end of your day, then and there itself you can approach the particular TTO. Sir, I have identified this to be my problem area of research, and I find it not sure enough whether this is the right area, whether will I be able to come out with a solution that is industry ready enough. Assist me out. Yes, TTOs will help you there. If you're not able to get proper scientific or technical tools to execute, they will assist you out. guiding you where to approach, whom to approach for identifying that technical knowledge. Once you are complete, they will analyze your research output, see which are all different forms of IP that could be utilized for the complete protection of the 8. After analyzing one or two of the IPs most suitable, they will also help you out in the legal aspects, right from the filing to the prosecution to the grant. After grant, the TTOs also help you out in identifying a suitable industry who will take up your research on the commercialization scale. And after identifying such industry, they will also help you out in establishing, in negotiating in the licensing terms and technologies, as Ecotman did with the various cricket boards. Which better terms and conditions in the license agreement will fetch you the maximum returns on your particular research. Not only that, once commercialization started, revenues will flow in as royalties from the organization. And TTOs will also help you out in managing whether the companies are abiding by the terms and conditions of the license agreement. Are they giving you the right royalties? Are they properly following the licensing terms put in the agreement? So in all these 7 aspects, the TTO will help you out. So feel free as a researcher in the legal aspects of translating your technical research, scientific research, take the help of a TTO who is in your particular institute. From my analysis, I found IIT Bombay pioneers established in 2004 itself. You know what is their policy, IP policy, implemented during commercialization? They say that 50% of the royalty is shared to the inventor of that particular research. The rest 50% of the royalty goes to the institute. IIT Bombay takes 50%, and the researcher on who has contributed for the research takes 50%. Whereas IIT Kharagpur, their policy is 60% to the inventor and 40% to the institute. But that is only if the revenue, the royalty in the licensing agreement is 50 lakhs. If it is beyond 50 lakhs, then the terms and conditions vary. Also, what I have seen is IISc Bangalore, their revenue sharing among the institute, the researchers in the institute is superb. Prior to 2020, this was one case scenario happened at IISc. One particular department working on the sensors, the doctor, right, professor, and his research team came out with a gas sensor utilized for the industrial safety purposes that operates based on the graphene base, which is very, very ultra sensitive, capable enough to even sense the minute data, minute informations. Such a graphene based gas sensor was developed, protected through IP, not only in India but in multiple countries, under the name of IISc Bangalore. After patent protection, the TTO or the IPR cell took up the next level of commercialization. They identified Bosch. When they spoke with them, they gave this particular technology on a trial basis to Bosch. They tested it out. They found out this to be satisfactory to their level of expectation. And a license was executed between IISCs and Bosch, in which 3.2 crore rupees is paid as an upfront lump sum amount every year, plus a 5% running royalty that depends upon the financial statement provided by Bosch upon the execution of this particular patented technology. If the total output is 100, then 5% of that particular 100 rupees is given as a running royalty, apart from this 3.2 crores. So, based on that, IISc Bangalore's revenue sharing between the institute and the inventor that particular professor was given 50%, 1.6 crores plus 16 lakh per year as a royalty. But as years passed on, after 2020, IISc Bangalore revised their IP policy, not this 50% share. They decided that it should go in a different scenario. IISc Bangalore revised it in 2022, stating that out of the 100% royalty that I am getting from Bosch or any other institute who has taken up the licensing of this technology, I will give 40% to the inventors. You are the inventor for the technology. So you will be given 40% of that particular total 1 crore. So you get 40 lakhs. The remaining 60 lakhs is divided as 30, 20, 10, wherein 30% goes to the department, to your department. If you are from the biochemistry department, the remaining 30% of the royalty goes to your department so that the department flourishes. They can buy some technologies, they can buy magazines, they can subscribe for databases, which will help other researchers in your department. 20% goes to the institution because the institution should also grow. So the institution's total IP management cell takes up 20%, which they focus for the total infrastructure development of the institution. And the last 10% goes to the supporting staff working in the laboratory from where that particular research has originated. You alone have not contributed for that particular research. The support staff working in the laboratory, if he says, sir, vacate this lab, I need to close it at 6 o'clock, will you be able to complete the research in the stipulated time? The support staff has also contributed. They also spend some time. They are also morally bound to get some revenue. And IISc now gave 10% of the royalty to them. So the 100% of royalty is divided into 40, 30, 20, 10. 40 to inventors, 30 to the department that came out with the innovation, 20 to the entire institute, IP's management cell, and 10 to the supporting staff who had worked in the particular laboratory. And this we find to be so unique that every person who is part of the particular research is not left out. And based on their contribution, they are accordingly remunerated. If PSC doesn't, or if your institute doesn't have any IP policy of revenue sharing, you could use IISc Bangalore's IP policy as your role model. We find it to be very innovative and effective. Fine. Now we'll go ahead. So IP protection. Now this is the third step. Every application, since you are coming from the scientific background, we find out of the 8, patent to be the most relevant IP tool. So utilize patent for your protection. And I'm not sure whether my predecessors in the past 3 days have they told you the criteria that your innovation should pass through in getting a technology patented. Can someone unmute yourself and can you tell me that have you seen such a slide in your earlier days? Have you, or are you aware of the nuances between the conditions, criteria that your innovation should pass through to get a patent in and around the world? If you are aware of it, I will go fast, or else I will in detail explain you out. Let us not waste more time. Please, someone unmute you. Have any one of my predecessor spoken about particular slide in the earlier days? Is there anyone available? No answers. Okay, fine. I take it as
during first day session, Padma madam has told that these 3 criteria, but not in detail. You can tell again, sir.
okay, sir. Fine, sir. Thank you for this reply, sir. I was waiting for a long time. No answers were there. I was shocked. Is there any participant listening, or have they left out? Nice for the answer. Fine, sir. It is the standard that to obtain a patent, not in India, in any country of this world, your research should pass through these 3 doors. This is the standard in all 132 countries of the world. The 3 doors are novelty, newness. That is the first door. The second door is inventive step or non-obviousness. That is the second door. Third door, useful or industrial applicability. Only if your research passes these 3 doors, we accord you a patent protection. Else, it will be refused. Okay. To clear off these 3 doors, is there any conditions, requirements that your research should go through? Absolutely yes. For the first door of newness or novelty, there are 2 conditions. Sir, please unmute. I need to have a discussion with you. You could see me in the screen, right? You are able to view me, right? I am wearing a shirt colored green. Now I am proposing a statement that this shirt of mine is new. Will you accept it? I want a binary answer, yes or no.
No.
No. Very bold answer, no. Why, ma'am? Why are you not accepting?
Green
Is there
color
any
is
reason
common.
behind?
Green color is common. Is it, sir?
But if you see my shirt, doesn't that look new? Freshly procured from the shop?
So many green new shirts available on market. Then why? How can you say your shirt is new?
Beautiful, ma'am. This should be the mindset of every researcher. Not straight away accept every statement. Poking. Nice to hear that. Fine, ma'am. Now what I do is that I give you one receipt from a particular shop stating my name there, today's date there. In the description, it says a green shirt. Now I'm giving you such a receipt to you. Will you now accept that this shirt of mine is new? Ma'am, on seeing this receipt, will you now accept that my shirt is new? Or anyone else
No, sir.
can answer?
No, sir. No, sir.
Again, no. Why not, ma'am?
It should bear your name for procuring it.
Yeah, that receipt has my name, as today's date. In the description, it says green shirt.
Sir, actually,
Still,
for your purchase, actually, it is only a transfer of title. But actually, novelty is something you want to have an invention. That is innovation.
No. I don't think of all those novelty inventions and all. Leave that all aside. My question is very simple. I am giving you a plain statement that my shirt is new. The shirt that I'm wearing is new. Don't think of that all other aspects. Plain statement. And I want to know whether you are accepting it or not.
Sir,
Yes,
how
sir,
can
we
you
will
say
accept
it's a
it.
new?
By
So
seeing the
I'm
proof,
saying
we
this
will
receipt,
accept
you will
it.
accept it.
Yes, that's the proof that it is new.
What if I procured I procured a different colored green shirt? This is a different pattern green shirt, and the one that I procured is a different pattern green shirt. The one that I procured is still sleeping in my almirah. This is back.
But actually, this is not an intellectual property, sir. What you wear in the shirt is not an intellectual property.
Oh, sir, don't worry about IP, sir. Here I am not at all talking about IP at all. I am putting you a very plain statement. One shirt that I am showing you, asking you in a simple English meaning, is this one new? That's all. Don't worry, IP, ownership, rights, nothing here. Keep
Sir,
away all those aspects away.
If your shop owner is your friend, then easily you will get the receipt new one. So how can
Absolutely,
I say?
ma'am. Your point is very valid. So even on seeing the receipt, you should not accept it. Now, what I
Sure,
do is
sir,
that I
sure.
take a photographic film, a small photographic icon of this particular shirt that I'm wearing, impregnate it on the receipt, and now I am showing you the receipt. Will you now accept this shirt of mine is new?
Sure.
Thank you. After so many evidences that I have given you, you have finally accepted my shirt is new. Thank you. Ma'am, my point is, and sir, my point is, to make you accept that my shirt is new, you are expecting me to provide 3 evidences. But on the contrary, you are giving me your research to me. and telling me that your research is new. Sir, my research is new. Give me a patent. Can we arbitrarily accept your word and give you a patent? Can we? Just to prove my shirt is new, I need 3 evidences to show you. So you can understand that the first door of newness or novelty, to clear that door, it's not that easy. You need to show me evidences. What are those evidences? We asked you just 2 evidence, nothing more. First evidence, the technology that you have come up for patent has not been published, not only in India, anywhere in the world. It should not have been published in any print medium, or should not have been disclosed in any conferences. It should not have been in any electronic medium, print medium, not only in India. It should not have been published anywhere in the world. And your technology that you want to get protected is published in any conference, any journal, any symposiums, anywhere in the world, we show you that and state that your technology is not new, it's not novel. That's the first condition. The second condition is, maybe it is not published in any part of the world, but if you see in a nearby shop in India, that might be in public use. Again, if it is in public use or in peer public knowledge in India, this is specifically only in India, then again we say your invention is not new. At least to prove my shirt is new, you ask me 3 conditions, 3 evidences. But in the case of your research, I am asking just 2 evidences. Don't you think this to be very easy? In proving a shirt is difficult than in proving your research to be new. Just 2 evidence that your technology, what you want to get protected under IP, is not at all published anywhere in the world. That's why I told, if you publish your own technology in any journal, that itself will become a hurdle for you in getting a patent. The first slide of my session was talking only about that. So think of IP first, then go for publications. If you go publication first, then forget about IP. This door clearance is easy. From my experience, I find 95% of the research clears the first door. But the biggest hurdle comes with the second door. That's the non-obviousness or inventive step. In and around the world, every IP office has to follow the standard in estimating the IP before the grant of IP. These 3 doors are universal for every country. US calls it non-obviousness step, India calls it inventive step analysis. That's it. But the underlying methodology of analysis is one and the same. To clear the second door of non-obviousness or inventive step, we check 2 aspects in your research. Is your research technically advanced? It's a scientific or technical advancement happening in your research as compared to all the related researches happening in the same field. Is the first. Second, is there any economic significance when it is being commercialized as compared to the existing technologies of your related field? Is there any economic significance? These are the 2 questions we ask when judging the second door: technical advancement, economic significance, or both. If both are there, well and good. Most of you would have a doubt. What is this technical advancement? That's very abstract word. Is there any conditions, criteria in judging this technical advancement? At least for economic significance, there's nothing much of a big issue. Price. The earlier one, if it is costly versus having a valuation that it means, not the valuation. The pricing tag is lesser than that already existing. Okay, economic significance. Easy to judge, but not the technical advancement. To show you how we judge this technical advancement, let me show you a case law. So the thing is, in all my presentation, I have not taken up any case laws related to pharmacy or chemistry or biochemistry. Why? Because In the past 3-4 days, every speaker would have touched only that particular domain. So I thought it would be so monotonous to again speak in the domain of pharmacy or chemistry or biochemistry. So let me go away from it so that it will give you some freshness, a different area you could see of, understand the IP. That's why no area from, but all the technologies that I have chosen are so simple, which any person can understand. Now, if you see the screen, could any one of you unmute and tell me what you comprehend from that particular picture, from the text that I put in there? Could you comprehend anything, if at all? Someone unmute. Tell me what have you comprehended from this particular screen, this particular slide?
It's a process, sir.
Fine. What process? What is it used for? This process is used for what purpose? Anyway, let's not waste more time. I'll come out. Actually, ma'am, a person who cannot see, visually handicapped, if he wants to read, what is the technology available to him currently in the market? Everybody knows Braille system. That's the one that is assisting visually handicapped people to read text. Is it not? What if such a person says, no, I don't want this Braille paper. That is difficult to handle. I want to read the same paper that normal human beings read. If his requirement is so that, what could be done? So this is the problem I'm putting to you. Identification of the problem is the first step before initiating the research. The problem is a physically challenged person wants to read a document that is normally printed, normal textbooks he want to read. Is there any system, any device that will help him out? The one that I'm showing you on the screen is the device that is meeting this particular requirement. The pen-shaped structure that you see on the slide is actually not a pen. It's a pen-shaped digital scanner. At the end of the one where the nib used to be is actually a scanner with a touch sensor. The moment this scanner is touching the paper, the sensor gets activated. It passes on a signal to the scanner. Arey, get up, man. Now start scanning all the data that you see below. Immediately, an LED glows. It illuminates the area. The scanner starts scanning the region. You keep moving this pen over the normal book, and every line is being scanned by this particular pen-shaped scanner. Now, whatever is in the book, in the physical form, has come into the digital form. Fine. But this has not met my requirement. The visually handicapped person still doesn't know what is being scanned. To do that, the top of this particular thing, the serial number 24, is actually a speaker. The processor in this particular pen is with a text to speech converter. It converts all the text that has been scanned into speech and outputs that speech through the particular speaker. Is the objective met? Does this device meet the objective now of a visually challenged person reading
Yes,
a normal
sir.
textbook?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now this has come for patent protection. What are we going to do with this technology before granting the patent? The first door of newness, novelty, the two conditions that I have told you. This is not published in India or anywhere in the world in any print medium, and this is also not in use. It is not in public knowledge in India. The first door is cleared. Now we are going to the second door, checking the technical advancement. When checking the technical advancement, we people in the office make a literature survey, not random literature survey. We check the literature survey related to the field of pen. related to the field of scanners, digital scanners, related to the field of portable scanners. These are all the areas in which we make literature survey to check whether such technology is available anywhere in the world. On making such a literature survey, I came across with one such document. This is also a portable scanner. You could see at the tip a glass transparent scanner. This scanner, when moved upon any page with the help of a sensor, touch sensor is there, activates it, the one scans it, converts the text into a digital content, stores in the processor, and at the top you could see a Bluetooth symbol, connects it with some Bluetooth device and transfers this information, digitized information, to the particular device. This is one document I have got. Now compare technically the one that you are seeing here and the one that I showed you the technology earlier. Compare these two scanners. Tell me, is this one that you are seeing on the screen, is it having all the scientific aspects of the one that is waiting for patent? Just a visual comparison. My patent eligible one has got a touch sensor. It has got a scanner. Scanner operates only when the touch sensor gives the signal.
Sir, I think
An
speaker is
illumination.
missing.
Speaker is missing. Beautiful, beautiful. Speaker is missing. That is the only technical advancement in my research as compared to this existing art. Now what I do, I again continue my search of the literary and I come out with one another pen. This pen, if you could see in the picture itself, has got a speaker at the tail end, at the topmost end. What this pen does is that this one will help the visually impaired people to write. When the visually impaired person is making an horizontal line, based on the hand stroke, this pen will voice out an horizontal line of so much dimension has been made. If a vertical line is made, it will again voice out. A vertical line of so much dimension is made. If some other line is made, it will say an inclined line with such and such degree is made. That is the purpose of this pen. Now compare this pen with this scanner. Combine these two documents. And now tell me, by combining these two documents, is all the technical aspect, scientific aspect of the one that is waiting for patent is becoming, is this having any scientific advancement? As you told me, only the speaker was missing in this case. Now I find another similar pen in the same speaker. Now a person with knowledge in the field of a scanner or a pen can easily combine this pen with this scanner and come out with this technology. Is it not possible? Is it possible or not?
Possible, sir.
Yes, easily possible. Now we adjudge that this pen waiting for patent protection has not cleared the second door. It's not technically advanced. Because all the scientific or technical implementations in this particular technology is found either in this document or in this document or in combining these two documents. So these two documents when combined gives out every aspect of my invention. So the second door is not cleared. Patent refused. I'll give you one other case law where the research has, see, this is one another pen. Could anyone of you unmute and say, it is like, see the picture, tell the story. Can anyone one of you tell what is the story behind this particular research?
A color observer pen, sir.
Fine. After observing the color, what does that do? It exactly
Color which
replicates the
observe
color.
that we can write is, sir.
Yes. It exactly replicates the color that is observed. To implement this purpose, this is the purpose. I have a pen. I will focus it on some object, scan that particular color of the object, then exact replica of that color should be output. To implement this purpose, this pen is designed. It has three important aspects. One, at the top end, you could see the color sensor, RGB color sensors, which is what is scanning, getting the color pixels from the particular object. And this sensor is activated only upon manual activation of a button. Otherwise, by randomly, it will keep on sensing it and this pen will get confused. So the sensor will sense only upon activating a manual button. After activation, the sensor scans, obtains the pixels of the object that is scanned. Based on the pixel density, and information is passed on to the processor. The processor analyzes the data, gives instruction to the cartridges. There are 3 cartridges, RGB ink cartridges. Based on that instruction from the processor, the 3 inks in a certain ratio, they get themselves mixed upon, so that the output is an exact replica of the object that is being scanned. This pen is now the research output. And this has come for patent protection. The first door of novelty is cleared. We will go to the second door of technical advancement. Now, I make a survey, a check of the literature, specifically in the field of pen, having multiple inks or pen that could give with multiple thickness of a color. That would be my area of search. On making such a search, I come out with this pen. You could see here there are 3 touch sensors at the down bottom of this pen. The purpose of this pen is that during our childhood days, our parents would have told us, hold the pen in such a fashion. Only 3 fingers should touch the body of the pen. Incline this pen in so and so orientation. Only then your handwriting will be very nice. Like that, our parents would have told us. But practically, it would have been difficult for us to work out. This pen is meeting this purpose. Only if your 3 fingers are touching these 3 sensors in a particular angle, the nib will come out. Else, the nib will not at all come out from the pen and you cannot write. That is the purpose of this pen. So, technically, scientifically, what are the features in this pen? Is 3 sensors. If you touch those 3 sensors in a particular angle, the nib will come out. Once the nib comes out, you write. And also, the top end, you could see there is a power on switch. You can also see a screen indicating in what angle it is there. Is it the nib has come out or not? How much is the charge left out? So many indicators. This is one pen I come out from the literature survey. Now I compare this pen with the one that is waiting for patent. Now tell me, technically speaking, does the one that I have shown you on the screen, is it bringing out all the aspects of the pen waiting for patent protection? Or is something missing in this particular literature? Nothing complicated, all very simple technology. People from pharmacy, biotech can also answer. Okay, fine, I'm not going to waste any more time.
I think so, sir.
Absolutely, ma'am, beautiful. I could find only a touch sensor and a switch to activate the touch sensor. That is available in my technology also. But what is missing is the sensor that is able to sense the color and the processor that is processing the signal and give out a output that can mix the 3 colors. All these aspects are missing. So I make further literature survey and come out with this particular marker. This marker has 2 nibs at both ends. The top nib will give me the blue shade of one thickness, of one density. The bottom one will give the same blue shade with lighter thickness, lighter shade. This is this particular purpose of the pen. Now combine this pen with this pen. And now tell me, is all the technical aspects of the pen waiting for patent protection has come out?
No, sir.
What is missing then? What is the technical advancement in this pen
Color
now?
absorbance sensor and color giving sensor is missing. Only blue it is giving, no?
Not only that,
Huh.
not only that, this pen can give an output of any color.
Yes.
Maybe the other pen that I showed you can give only the output of one color, that too in two densities. So even upon clubbing this document with this document, I am not able to come out with all the technical advancement existing in this particular document, right? So this is what the technical advancement existing in this particular pen. And this pen is now clearing the second door of non-obviousness or inventive step. And this is granted a patent. I think I have fairly given you how are we judging the second door of non-obviousness. And the third door of usefulness or industrial applicability, that we may not focus too much, because any innovations happening in the field of science and technology, they will ultimately clear the third door. So if the first and second door are cleared, the third door is default. If these two doors are cleared, then 99.99% your research will become eligible for a patent protection. Fine. We will move ahead. I'm almost approaching the end of the session, but still a lot more information to be delivered. Let me see what could be done. This is one another innovation that has come for patent protection. See the picture, tell me the story. Possible? Anyone? Please, fast. Let us not waste any time. It's actually a cigarette. Picture tells you. What is the problem in smoking a cigarette? Normal cigarette. What is the
Lung
problem?
cancer. Lung cancer.
Lung cancer. Absolutely. Lung cancer. That's why we are not advised to smoke it. Okay, what if the cigarette is causing you the lung cancer? Nicotine. Beautiful. Okay. Now I have given you the problem. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health because of nicotine. Nicotine entering your lungs. This is the problem. Give me a solution. I want to smoke cigarette. Still, I don't want the nicotine to enter my lungs. Give me the solution.
Nicotine filter.
Nicotine filter. Beautiful, ma'am. Beautiful, ma'am. Is there any nicotine filter available?
No, sir. Electronic cigarettes is available.
No. I am talking about normal cigarettes. Leave the
No,
electronic
I
cigarettes.
think so. No, sir.
Electronic cigarette doesn't have nicotine at all. Yes. Research has shown you that cheese, there are several varieties of cheese. Cheese we see on the pizzas in India. There are several varieties of cheese. One particular cheese variety is acting as a natural filtrant for nicotine. After so many years of research, the researchers has found out. So what they did is that they took a small quantity of cheese, that particular cheese, which is acting as a natural filtrant of nicotine, and they have embedded it in the butt of the cigarette. Now this cigarette is filtering the nicotine, right? Is it right or not? Fine. After inserting this cheese in the bud, when we lighted the cigarette, the bud is also receive the heat, right? The smoke, heat, everything will come. But you know the cheese has very low melting point. And the cheese we have embedded in the bud of the cigarette started to melt. Once cheese melts, someone has unmuted and I am getting some disturbance, please. Once the cheese melts, have you smelled it? It would be horrible. No one can smell the burning of a cheese. So the ultimate purpose has not met now. So they have conducted further research and they have identified that when the same cheese is mixed with a quantity of charcoal, and this combination, charcoal cheese combo, in a particular proportion, if it is embedded in the bud, then the cheese filters the nicotine and the charcoal absorbs the pungent smell arising out of the burning of the cheese, and also it prevents the cheese from melting it out because charcoal has higher melting point. Now it has met the objective. This cigarette, if I am smoking, nicotine is prevented, no bad odor is emanating, and this has come for patent protection. This has cleared all the three doors of novelty, non-obviousness, and industrial applicability. Still, this was not granted a patent in India. Why? Because there are other criteria also in the patent law which judges the inventions that should not be given a patent. One such condition is if your research output is causing some harm to the health of the general public, then that research, though a beautiful research outcome, is not given a patent. This, though opening up all the three doors, has got stuck in this class. This is causing a health hazard. Can you tell me how? How, sir? This is invented for preventing nicotine from entering body. Then where is the
By
health hazard?
smoke. By smoke, sir.
Yeah, beautiful, ma'am. I should give you a beautiful applause. Actually, this cigarette has only prevented the nicotine from entering my body. Passive smoking. Beautiful. Passive smoking. Passive smoking. Because of passive smoking, the one standing nearby is getting affected. His health is getting affected. That clause is brought into it. And this, though a beautiful research output, meeting all the three doors of the patentability criteria, still not given a patent. So this is the 0.01 percentage available in the patent law. Like this, there are so many sections from section 3A to 3P. I am not going to go into all those nuances now because shortage of time. Just I want to show you as a bird's view overview that such and such clauses are also there, which might also come as a hampering to your getting of a patent. These are all the things which you have to do before initiating your research. And fine, if you are meeting these criteria, you will be getting a patent. And the cost of getting a patent in India is just 5,600 rupees if you are applying through your university, because universities are granted 80% fee reduction. If you are applying under the banner of your university, then the total cost of getting a patent protected in India is just 5,600 rupees you need to pay to the ministry, to the particular government of India. Not a big amount. Fine, patent protection done. Now comes the last step, reaching the industry, wherein licensing. If you are yourself going to execute the commercialization aspect, then no licensing. You can do by yourself. If you are approaching some third party to take up that aspect of commercialization, then the TTO has to coordinate. You have to take the help of the TTO. You, as a researcher, patent holder, should talk with the TTO and then come out with a beautiful license agreement has to be executed with the industry, particular industry. That license agreement is one another big topic. I don't think I'll be able to cover in this scenario, but take utmost importance in drafting that license agreements. There are so many modes of license agreements. I am just showing you only three aspects. That exclusive licenses are there, territory-based licenses are there, duration, terms and conditions-based licensing are there, and further, franchising is one aspect of licensing. There are sub-licensing are there. So many aspects involved that will itself is a big topic. But my point here is take care of this as E-Cotman took care in the licensing aspect. That's why he was able to translate his just 12 crore market into a multiple crore market because of pure licensing creativity. So take that all into aspect before drafting an agreement. Once all this done, then your research is ready enough to meet the industry, come out as a viable product by the industry who is going to generate revenue, and the society at large is going to feel the impact. The revenue generated by the industry will be shared back to you as a patent holder in the form of royalty. That's what you are financially getting benefited. It's a cycle. You do R&D, patent protect it or IP protect it, translate it to the industry through a proper technology transfer agreement. Industry utilizes your technology for their need. They come out with viable products. That product, they sell them in the market and generate profit, revenue. The public at large purchases that particular product, improves their lifestyle. All three are getting benefited. In return, the society gives you the profit for enjoying the benefit. The industry takes that profit, pays you back based on the licensing agreement, a part of their profit back to you. And that profit is again spent to the research, as IISc Bangalore now done 40% to the inventor, 30% to the particular department, 20% to the institution, and 10% to the laboratory staff. So it's a cycle. Technology is transferred from you to the society through the industry, and the monetary economical benefit is given back to you through the industry. This is what is the complete life cycle of a particular research, passing on through the 7 steps that I've shown you and reaching its epitome of meeting its estimated objective. So I think no, I'm all going to skip more case laws, and this is one as a program from the Department of Science and Technology who are ready to fund you. Nidhi program, you check with the DST. This Nidhi program, I've just shown you 3. They have got 6 programs ready to sponsor fundings, ready to give you for startups. They have got separate schemes. For individual like you, an aspiring innovator, they have got separate schemes. If you are a graduating student, they are giving you fellowships. There are so many other schemes also with Nidhi. This is only just 3. And there are also so many other schemes available with the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. They are giving some schemes for right from filing of an IP. The costs are being covered there. And if you want to take an IP protection in multiple countries, that cost is also covered there. And you can find NRTC is one organization from the DST. They are also helping you out through the fundings. And Technology Development Board, again from DST, they give you soft loans payable in 3-year period, for which you need to pay very minimum simple interest, 3% simple interest. And there is National Innovation Foundation, which is also from, I'm not sure of which department, some department funded by the government of India. For grassroots level innovators, they are assisting you people. You as a independent innovator student are all categorized into the grassroots level, and you can take up their help of NIF, National Innovation Foundation. They are giving funds. They have got their own fund, National Innovation Venture Fund. They have got. From that fund, they are giving you a procured amount for implementing your technology. And also there is one organization called Srishti. I think it's an NGO. They are mainly focusing on biotech, biochemistry related innovations. Their primary focus is for people who are working in that domain. You could make use of that particular organization also, because they are tailor made for your domain. And they all have some certain standards. If your research is meeting that particular standard, they are ready enough to fund you in multiple aspects. So money grants is not an issue at all nowadays. You need not even spend a penny out of your pocket. So what I am going to suggest you out is no more time. Government of India is ready to assist you in all aspects. The university from where you are doing research has got so many facilities helping you out in commercializing your research. Utilize it, do a proper research, come out with a viable solution, have it completely protected through IP, take the help of experts, commercialize it, enjoy the economical benefit, help the society at large. Thank you for patiently hearing to me almost 1.5 hours, even more than that, for giving your patient time with you. And I am extremely happy, the management of PSG, to Dr. Shaktivel, for giving this platform to share some of my thoughts with you, the young aspirants. future, the pillars of this country. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful and excellent session. And if participants, if you have any questions, you can ask. You can unmute and ask. Participants.
Sir, good evening, sir. That is a wonderful presentation. And I wanted to
Thank
know,
you.
sir, I have a question. You have shown something related to mosquitoes. You have skipped the slides actually, but I wanted to know what it is, what you mean to say.
Time constraint, ma'am. We are already past 9. See, it is really not advisable to take your time beyond 9 o'clock.
Okay.
If I want to share that information with you, let me at least take another 5-6 minutes. Let us skip for this particular session. If at all, if I get any other chance to interact with you, let me talk about it.
Okay, sir.
So beyond 9, it's critically not advisable to talk so much. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, actually, myself, Dr. Gayatri from Satyabama University, Chennai. Can I get your mail ID for
Nice to
contacting you, sir?
Mail ID, I think I put in the slide itself. Is my slide visible?
Not now, sir.
Not now. Okay. How to do that?
Yeah, it is visible, sir. Yeah, mail ID.
Now it's visible, sir. Thank you, sir.
Fine.
Sir, there is one question in the chat box
Yes,
by
ma'am.
Dr. R. Rakimuthu. So he says, in our botany department, we formulated anti-herbal spray for tick. This is academic research only, but I need clarification about TRL level 1 to 3 in academic level. But you told 6 to 9 industry need clarification about this, sir.
Ma'am, again, if I want to explain this aspect, I have also shown you in the slide. I wanted to show you one aspect of this Jeevani drug, which is exactly in the Department of Biobotany. And this one, I wanted to share this case law, but no time is there. Let me talk about all these aspects in some other.
Yes, sir. Like they can actually mail you and ask, like in detail if they
Yes,
have.
ma'am, because when if I want to take about this case law, I need a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes to explain you what is it, which is
Yes.
exactly what the Department of
Okay, sir.
Botany
Thank you,
needs.
sir. I will contact personally to you, sir.
Yes, sir, that would be better.
Thank you. Thank you,
Because
sir.
all the queries that you ask makes me speak at least for 5 minutes. That's why.
Okay, it's okay, sir. I will contact you personally, sir. Thank you, sir.
No issue, sir. I put my mail there. Just put a mail, sir. I will explain you. Or
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
from the coordinator, you could get my mobile number also. I am ready to assist you out in that aspect.
Okay.
Call me
Okay.
after 7 o'clock.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you once again, sir, for delivering an excellent session. And participants, please note, tomorrow the session will start exactly at 2 p.m. So please be ready and join the meet exactly at 2 p.m. And we will also be having an online test quiz at 6:30. So please be prepared for that as well. And if there are no questions, thank you so much, sir, for your spending
Thank
your
you.
valuable time. And
Ma'am, can you please wait for a bit? Just a last.
yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hi, sir. Myself Sudharani from KCT Engineering College, Gulbarga.
Nice to hear from you, ma'am.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I need a clarification. I'm taking the subject research methodology in IPR, which is in academics. So, what is the main difference between types of intellectual property rights and history of IP, sir? Some major difference, because both are like into the types like patents, trademarks, copyrights. I'm not able to make like clearly clarify it to the students.
Ma'am, to put things in a very simple format, you go to a pharmacy, you purchase one strip of tablet.
Okay,
The
sir.
tablet composition
Okay.
in that particular strip of tablet, the tablet composition
Okay, sir.
has been worked out by a group of scientists.
Okay,
That
sir.
composition is very unique. to meet the particular disease,
Okay, sir.
which composition has not existing in the art till they found out. So this
Okay, sir.
scientific breakthrough for meeting
Okay.
the particular disease
Okay, sir.
is protected through patent. Any scientific technical breakthrough
Okay.
is protected through patent.
Okay.
Now the tablets are usually the form of circular pills or the capsules,
Yeah, sir.
which is difficult for young children to swallow.
Yes, sir. Sure.
This is also one of the problem, right?
Yes, sir.
To this problem, I come out with a capsule that is resembling like a cartoon caricature, small cartoon caricature.
Okay, sir.
In composition,
Okay.
but small cartoon caricature,
Okay.
which no other tablet has come out with.
Okay.
Now also I have told you one problem, and this problem I have given you one solution, but this solution doesn't have any scientific or technical background,
Okay, sir.
but still a creativity is there.
Yeah.
Creativity happening on the shape of the particular tablet.
Yeah.
Such creativity goes into design registration.
Okay.
Now you see some names printed on the tablet strip.
Yes.
Something like Novartis, something like any company, you tell me.
Mankind.
That company, you could see the corner, they would have put R and a circle.
Yeah, registered.
Meaning that name is a suomoto creation of that particular company, and it has been registered through trademarks.
Okay, okay.
The moment you tell the name of the company, you come out with all the history of the company. No one can necessarily is in need of explaining what that company is, what they manufacture, what they work upon. Nothing is necessary to be told.
Okay.
Just one word is giving the history of the company.
Okay.
Is it not a brand ambassador for the company? Is that name, that logo?
Yes, sir.
That is also a suomoto creation by the company.
Yes.
That creation goes under trademarks.
Okay.
Names, logos, and
Yeah.
there are any criteria that goes under trademarks.
Okay.
In the particular strip, you could see a procedure as to how you should consume that particular tablet.
Yes.
A write-up.
Yeah.
That write-up is tailor-made for that particular prescription, for that particular tablet.
Yes, sir.
Which is also created by the R&D people in the particular laboratory of that company.
Okay.
But creative work in the form of a literary art that goes into copyright.
Okay, sir.
So, like trademark, copyright is also a bundle of right,
Okay.
in which literary work is one aspect. There are so many other aspects in the copyright. To put things simple, I have taken up this example and shown you out. So, out of 8 IP tools, I think this 4 will be more than sufficient for us from the scientific background. In a
Yes,
very abstract manner, I have given you the examples. Do not take it as a complete answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So I think it's time.
Can we end the session here? We are exceeding the time. It's almost 9:15. You might be feeling very tired. It does not take much of your time.
Sir, so we'll end the session and thank you once again for your informative talk, sir. Thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, one and all.